Good afternoon, Red Raider fans, and welcome back for another Saturday afternoon of NAIA football here on the campus of Northwestern College. Northwestern playing host to the Central Methodist University Eagles. Game slated for a 12 p.m. start. We are 26 and a half minutes before game time. That's right, the number 4 ranked Northwestern College finished their regular season with a record of 10-1, 9-1 in the GPAC. They'll be hosting in the first round here contest of the NAIA playoff series against number 16 ranked Eagles of Central Methodist University with a 9-2 record, 5-0 in the Heart of America Conference. Northwestern, of course, is no stranger to the NAIA Football Championship Series as this marks the program's 23rd appearance, their 4th in a row. Raiders have the most FCS appearances of any of the 16 teams that made the field this season, one ahead of Dickinson State of North Dakota. They are one of 3 teams in the field who have 2 national championships in program history, along with Morningside and Marion of Indiana. Other matchups in the first round here of the Football Championship Series. Number 1 ranked Lindsey Wilson and defending national champion is hosting number 16 Montana Western, who makes their first appearance in the NAIA FCS in 19 years. Number 2 Morningside, who knocked Northwestern out of that spot just 2 weeks ago, is playing host to number 15 Ottawa of Arizona. And number 3 ranked Grandview is hosting Dickinson State. Dickinson State with an 8-2 record. Those first 3 host teams all undefeated. The only 3 undefeated teams in the teams that made the dance. Northwestern, of course, ranked number 4, playing host to Central Methodist. Behind them is number 5 Indiana Wesleyan, who's supposed to host Kansas Wesleyan, and evidently Indiana Wesleyan withdrew from the FCS as of yesterday. So Kansas Wesleyan will win that game by forfeit. Reinhardt of Georgia will play host to Kaiser of Florida. Both of those 2-loss teams. Reinhardt 9-2, Kaiser with 7-2 record. Number 7 Marion of Indiana, who also has a 2 national championship banners to their record, is hosting number 9 Southwestern of Kansas. Marion with an 8-2 record, Southwestern 9-1, and then Concordia of Michigan with an 8-1 record is hosting number 11 St. Xavier of Illinois. Red Raiders earned their at-large bid, being this year's NAIA Football Championship Series after boasting a 10-1 record, being ranked inside the top 5 all season long. They have a prolific pass offense, ranked top 5 in the NAIA, guided by their Blake Fryer through most of the season, first 8 games of the season, compiling a perfect 8-0 record, but senior Tyson Koima has led the Raiders over the last couple of weeks after returning back to the field after a season-ending injury last season in the FCS semifinal game against Morningside. His first start was against Dordt on October 30, where he went 13 for 13 in passing, with 5 touchdowns, I believe. Fryer was an all-mention, all-GPAC quarterback. He completed 64.85% of his passes, 155 for 239, throwing for 2,172 yards and 25 touchdowns, while only throwing 5 interceptions in those 239 attempts. Koima, with just 3 games to his record on the season, at least 3 starts. He did play in a couple of games for a quarter or 2 prior to that, was named a second-team all-conference performer after throwing 17 touchdown passes in just 3 starts. He threw for 1,219 yards and 67.37% completion percentage for those games. The Raider pass offense has been hard to contain for opposing defenses all year long. They've averaged 328.5 passing yards per game. That puts them 5th in the NAIA, and 43 passing touchdowns puts them 2nd in the NAIA. On the receiving end, Cade Mosier has been a favorite target of both Fryer and Koima. He snagged 63 passes on the year, putting him 10th in the NAIA for 1,176 receiving yards, which ranks 5th nationally. Mosier sits 2nd nationally in a program record 19 touchdown catches entering this first-round game. The Red Raider defense has made a name for itself all season long as well, allowing only 15.6 points per game, putting them 9th nationally. The Raiders are tied for second with 20 interceptions this season. Jaden Snyder, a redshirt sophomore from Larchwood, slated as a second-team All-GPAC defensive back and leads the team with 4 interceptions. 2 of those, I believe, were pick sixes. Northwestern is tied with Dakota State University for the most defensive touchdowns on the year with 6. Defense is the 5th best defense when it comes to yards per game, allowing just 253.7. First-team all-conference linebacker Parker Fryer has a team-leading 77 tackles this season, including 5 tackles for a loss. Three pass breakups, 3 quarterback hurries, and 1 interception to his name. That is Parker Fryer. Noah Van Hoff and Brett Mosier were also listed on the first-team All-GPAC defensive list and will look to disrupt this Central Methodist University this afternoon. Central Methodist, on the other hand, hails from the Heart of America Conference. They're led by fifth-year head coach David Calloway. They opened the season on August 28 with a non-conference clash against fellow Hack foe Grandview, the number 3 seed in this year's FCS, and they fell 37-10 in that first week bout. Since then, CMU has gone 9-1 with their only other loss to Culver Stockton, a 44-36 game on the road back on September 25. And after that 3-2 record, have gone undefeated with a 6-game winning streak. According to head coach Matt McCarty, Central Methodist is a very good football team. They have a great experience on both sides of the ball with 8 seniors on offense and 9 seniors starting on defense. They have an outstanding season winning on a very tough conference. De Laurent is an outstanding athlete that beats teams with his legs or his arm. Overall, they are a big and athletic football team. As he said, led by sophomore quarterback Paxton De Laurent, who leads the entire Eagle offense, earning second-team All-HAC honors, throwing for 2,299 yards this season with 24 touchdowns, but he does have 12 interceptions. He leads CMU in rushing with 475 yards on the grounds on 110 carries with 7 touchdowns. On the season, De Laurent has been involved in 31 of the 40 Central Methodist touchdowns. His favorite target has been senior and University of Memphis transfer Catavius Taylor, who has 47 receptions for 855 yards, bringing in 13 touchdown grabs. Taylor's performance on the field this season garnered him first-team All-HAC honors. Defensively, senior linebacker London Chambers leads the team with 87 tackles on the season, 50 of those being solo. He has 3.5 sacks and 14 total tackles for a loss. Will Miles leads the Eagles with 7 sacks this season. Fellow senior linebacker Marquise Daniels guides the Eagle defense with 4 interceptions. By the numbers, Northwestern has averaged 50.8 points per game with 477 total yards, 328 in the air, 148 on the ground, while Central Methodist has, if I'm reading this right, has scored 29.6 points per game with 360 total yards, 229 in the air, 131 yards on the ground. Defensively, the Red Raiders have allowed just 15.6 points per game, while the Eagles of Central Methodist has allowed 20.8. Defensively, the Red Raiders have given up 253.7 yards per game, putting them fifth in the conference, 56th nationally. But in the air, they've allowed 168.9 yards, and on the ground, 84.8. Meanwhile, the Eagles have given up 375 yards per game, 215 in the air, 160 on the ground. 16 great football teams left here in this National Football Championship Series. We get to watch 2 of them this afternoon as number 4 ranked Northwestern plays host to Central Methodist. We'll take a quick break here, be back with the starting lineup for the afternoon. Coin toss and the game starting here in about 17 and a half minutes. We'll be back with those starters in a little bit. You're watching Red Raider football on NWCRaiders.com. Welcome back here to the campus of Northwestern College at DeValois Stadium overlooking Corver Field as we anticipate this first-round FCS championship game here against Northwestern College and the Eagles of Central Methodist University. Here are your starters this afternoon. We'll start with Central Methodist on offense. At left tackles, number 55, Torrance Evans, a 6'5", 330-pound senior. At left guard, number 73, Josiah Cortez, a 6'3", 310-pound junior. At center is number 73, Nathaniel Marshall, a 5'10", 260-pound senior. At right guard, number 56, Jordan Marshall, a 6'1", 300-pound sophomore. And at right tackle, number 76, Matthew Allred, a 6'4", 280-pound senior. At wide receivers is number 17, Trayvon Hards, a 6'6", 230-pound senior. Number 2, Catavius Taylor, a 6', 175-pound senior. And number 10, Cooper Wilson, a 5'8", 165-pound senior. At tight end is number 40, Kion Boss, a 6'1", 220-pound senior. And in the backfield, at quarterback is number 12, Paxton De Laurent, a 6'6", 210-pound freshman. And at running back, number 34, Armand Keeley, a 6', 215-pound senior. Very veteran group of offensive starters there as I list off 8 seniors on that starting offense. Defensively for the Eagles, starting at defensive line, number 50, LaMarcus Washington, a 6'3", 225-pound junior. Number 49, Cameron Essick, a 6'4", 230-pound junior. Number 52, Michael Mexicano, a 5'9", 260-pound senior. And number 13, Will Miles, a 6'6", 275-pound senior. Linebackers are number 9, Anthony Hernandez, a 5'10", 210-pound senior. Number 32, London Chambers, a 6', 220-pound senior. And number 8, Marquise Daniels, 6'3", 240-pound senior. Cornerbacks are number 5, Eric Mays, a 6', 185-pound senior, and number 29, Darian Bell, a 5'6", 150-pound senior. Strong safety is number 24, Brandon Molinari, a 6'1", 190-pound senior, and number 7, Kerry Henley, a 6'2", 185-pound senior. A couple specialty positions here for the Eagles. Kick returners are number 19, Cole Schroeder, and number 6, Roncarius Kimball. Punt returner is number 10, Cooper Wilson. Long snapper, number 94, Ethan Vandal. Kicker is number 88, Sam Patron, who will also do the punting honors for the Eagles. So there's your starters for Central Methodist. And here are the starters for your Red Raiders. On defense, at defensive end, first team all-conference choice, number 11, Brett Mosier, a 6'3", 238-pound senior. Another defensive lineman is number 0, Tyler Jones, a 6'4", 299-pound junior. Number 93, Peyton Newsma, a 6'3", 288-pound sophomore. And number 30, Jessen Ranking, a 6'3", 232-pound sophomore. Linebackers include number 51, Tanner Olson, a 6'1", 216-pound junior. Number 38, Ben Kingery, a 5'11", 229-pound redshirt freshman. And number 43, first-team all-conference defensive linebacker, Parker Fryer, a 6'3", 217-pound redshirt freshman. Quarterbacks starting today is number 21, Liam Stubby, a 5'11", 192-pound senior. And number 12, Jalen Gramstad, a 6', 193-pound redshirt freshman. Strong safety is Jaden Snyder, second-team all-conference pick at that spot, a 6'2", 205-pound junior. And number 5, Noah Van Hoff will be the free safety, a 6'2", 200-pound junior. Offensively, starting at left tackle is number 74, Greg Will, a 6'4", 285-pound sophomore. Congratulations to him as well in his second team all-conference offensive pick. At left guard is number 79, Darlin Marquez, a 6', 269-pound sophomore. At center is first-team all-conference pick, number 69, Jack Johnson, a 6', 283-pound sophomore. At right guard, number 78, Blake Sevier, a 6'2", 328-pound junior. And at right guard, Right tackle, number 58, Travis Grover, a 6'6", 318-pound sophomore. Wide receivers include number 83, Cannon Flores, a 6'1", 180-pound senior. Number 4, Michael Story, a 6'4", 180-pound sophomore. And number 1, Cade Mosier, a 6'5", 185-pound junior. Story and Mosier both chosen on the first team for the GPAC offensive unit. In the backfield, at quarterback is number 5, Tyson Koima, 6', 188-pound senior, a second-team pick for the GPAC conference. At running back is number 3, Connor McQuillan, a 6', 202-pound redshirt freshman. He was also chosen on the first team all-conference. Kicking for the Red Raiders will be number 9, Eli Stater, a 6'1", 235-pound redshirt freshman who was picked on the honorable mention for Northwestern for all-conference players of the year. Returning kicks today will be number 20, Cole Telford. And on my list here is number 0, Tanner Scouten. I've gotten word that he would not be in that position, but I'm not sure who will be there in his place. So that's your starters for this afternoon. Central Methodist in Orange City here, while your number 4 Red Raiders playing host here. 7.5 minutes before game time, we'll take another quick break. Be back with the coin toss national anthem and what should be 60 minutes of some pretty good NAIA football. We'll be right back. You're listening to Northwestern Football on NWCRaiders.com. Welcome back here to DeValois Stadium on the campus of Northwestern College. Beautiful day here in Orange City. Slight breeze out of the north-northeast, going left to right across the screen. Temperature is mild. And a lot of Red Raider faithful filling in the stands this afternoon. Not quite the attendance that we expected or that we saw a couple weeks ago, playing Northwestern conference rivals with Morningside and even with Dordt. There was quite a bit more people here in the stands, but it is November 20, and we're playing football, Chuck. I want to welcome to the booth this afternoon head softball coach here at Northwestern College, Shane Bauman, filling in, if you will, for Brian Weedy. He's probably at home mowing his lawn or doing some laundry, I would guess. Probably some domestic things on his task list for the day. And so welcome, Chuck.
Great to be here. Great to be here.
Good to have another football contest here at DeValois Stadium this afternoon as we wait for the coin toss this afternoon, as you've kind of scouted a little bit here from stats, the numbers that Central Methodist has put up this season. What sticks out to you? What do the Red Raiders need to do to come out victorious here in the first round?
Well, they got a very talented quarterback. There's no doubt about that. And their transfer wide receiver are people that we got to keep tabs on. Can we keep him in the pocket? He likes to run. He leads their team in rushing. And, so I think those are a couple things that if take care of the quarterback, take care of their big play wide receiver, it's probably more what can we do. I think if we play a nice, solid defensive game and our offense does what it has been doing, hopefully it's a good day for the Red Raiders.
Saw the coin toss there at midfield. Were you able to catch what was going on there?
I think we are kicking going to the south.
Yeah, it looks that way. Eli Stater heading his way out into the field. Going south here, left to right on the screen. As a minute and a half here before game time.
Touch of wind blowing to the south, not a huge factor, especially on November 20th. What a great day. Couldn't have drawn this up much better, Dean.
No, pretty good day for football here, considering that we're in the latter half of November. And sometimes you might expect to see a little snow on the ground even here in the first week, but that's not happening today. We'd like to thank a couple of our following businesses and families who have helped make it possible for the Raiders to host this national playoff game. Special thanks to the Pizza Ranch Corporate, Van Englenhoven Agency, and, of course, American State Bank, City of Orange City, Den Hartog Industries, Four-Way Contracting, Iowa State Bank, Orange City Area Sports Medicine, and the Raider Athletics Association. Those are our platinum and gold sponsors for this game, making this possible for Northwestern to host this first round. If you'd like to help support Red Raider Athletics, you can do so by joining the Raider Athletics Club. It's the team behind the team that supports our 530 student athletes. You can go to nwciiowa.edu/joinraa to join today. And there was the kickoff, and Stater put that one through the end zone for a touchback, and so the Eagles will start on their 25 as we get going here. Paxton De Laurent starting at quarterback. He's 156 for 308 and 12 interceptions on the season with a 50.6% completion rate for just under 2,300 yards and 24 touchdowns. But as you mentioned, also pretty good on the ground with 470 total yards, 75 total yards, and 7 touchdowns. De Laurent in the shotgun, twin receivers to his left. And he'll give it up on a handoff right away. He's going to be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, maybe get 2 yards of progress. T.J. Jones in on that tackle, along with maybe Jessen Rankin, giving him a little bit of help. So a 2-yard gain on the first play of line of scrimmage brings up 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Going into the wind, it'll be interesting how much they want to really throw compared to try to just show us a little run there.
Trips out to the right side, running back on his left shoulder. Northwestern stacks the right side. looking for the running back coming out of the backfield, and Fryer gets tripped up, and the pass is completed to number 34, Armand Keeley, coming out of the backfield, and that'll be an easy reception. Noah Van Hoff coming from the free safety spot to make the tackle, but that's a first down up to the 45-yard line.
Fryer just got caught up in the wash there, up in the line of scrimmage, lost his footing, and the back was open in the flat.
Again, trips to the right side. Keeley in the backfield, he'll get the handoff, tries to cut back, but Fryer's right there. He's thrown down. Brett Mosier making the initial contact and tackle. No loss on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 44.
Not shocking. Saw Brett yesterday and again this morning. He seemed like he's ready to go.
I haven't seen a game where he's not mentally ready to go. Plays like his hair's on fire, and that's just a lot of fun. That's good Red Raider football to watch.
A lot of hair.
A lot of hair. Twin receivers to the right side for De Laurent. Play action. Looks left. Pulled out of the pocket. No flag. And he's going to throw it deep, and it'll be out of the reach of key receiver Catavius Taylor. T.J. Jones coming out of the off of the block, getting pulled down. No flag for holding there. And De Laurent gets the ball off without being touched. 3rd and 10 now after the pass incompletion.
De Laurent did a nice job just staying within the pocket. The Raiders did a nice job rushing and keeping inside the pocket, but he had enough time to get his pass off, and then Stubby did a nice job running with him there on the outside. We know Taylor's dangerous, number 2.
Trips to the right side. That's Taylor in the middle of those 3. Here's the snap to De Laurent, looking back to pass in the pocket. Across the middle, and it's picked off. And it's going to be returned for a touchdown here. That's Jaden Snyder's fifth interception on the season, his 3rd for a pick 6. Raiders come out there with a quick pick 6 score for 6 on the board, and Northwestern takes the early lead.
Jumped that curl route, did a great job, sitting right in the middle, caught the ball, and then run down the green grass. He's one of the faster guys on the baseball team. I would think he'd be one of the faster guys on the football team, too. Great start. Turnovers are always a factor in big games.
Here comes the extra point attempt. Stater with a foot on the ball, and it is good between the uprights. We'll take a quick break and be right back with some more Red Raider football on NWCRaiders.com. Welcome back here to DeValois Stadium. Northwestern with the quick lead on a pick 6 by Jaden Snyder. Jaden Snyder, a second-team all-conference defensive back and punter, by the way. Hopefully doesn't have to do that too often today. But he returns it for about 60 yards for Northwestern's first score of the afternoon. 12:47 left on the clock here in the first quarter. Here comes the kickoff by Stater. This one high to the right side. It'll be short of a touchback. He'll take it from the 2-yard line. Up the right side, tripped up, but stays on his feet, and he's finally tackled down at the 17, 18-yard line. In on that stop for Northwestern looked to be Jake Davies to make that tackle, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 23 for the Eagles.
Team like this who hasn't been in the playoffs before, how does their freshman quarterback respond on the road? To say this is a huge series for them is understating probably how big this series really is, because we know our offense can put some points up.
So De Laurent in the shotgun, trips to his left side, play action, keeps the ball, and he's going to dump it across the middle, finds his receiver, and he is off to the races down their sideline, and he is going to go, just tripped up. Great tackle there. Noah Van Hoff able to make the tackle at the 30-yard line. But great catch and run by Cooper Wilson as he came on the drag route across the middle, got loose along the Eagles sideline, and Noah Van Hoff made a touchdown-saving tackle there at the 30.
Great pocket, stood right in there. I'm sure they had seen that play and knew they were going to go to it at some point.
Well, that was an effective pass play that Morningside ran quite a bit, a lot of drag route, pull the linebackers and the free safeties back and just give them a one-on-one situation. Here's the handoff in the backfield now to Keeley, and it'll be tackled for a loss of a yard to the 31-yard line. Second and 11 at the 31.
Just ranking right there. Almost took the handoff. And if we continue to control this run from the running back, it's going to make them one-dimensional.
Which is a scary thing considering they're, the pretty effective duo there, particularly with Catavius Taylor at the wide receiver spot. Here it goes on the pass play, and De Laurent chased deep, and he's still not sacked, gets rid of the ball, and finds Keeley back at the line of scrimmage, a 1-yard gain as he is able to evade 3 or 4 attempts at a sack, and finds Keeley on the comeback route to make a 1-yard gain, brings up 3rd and 10.
For a bigger quarterback, how athletic.
Wow.
You can see why he's their leading rusher.
Yeah, well, 6'6", 220-pound quarterback that just made moves that we typically see of Tyson Koima. He makes people miss, and he did it just there. Some pretty athletic defensive linemen and linebacker. Parker Fryer had his hand on him twice. 3rd and 10 at the 30. Here's the snap, dropping back to pass. Dumps it off the middle, one-hand grab, and it'll be short of the first down. Who's on the reception there was 17. That's Traven Hards with a great grab, but led up at the end of the chain, and Northwestern makes a stop. It'll be 4th and 1 here, and this is going to be 4th down territory, it looks like. They're going to give the push just enough to get the first down.
Boy, they're right on the line here. Yep, they are going to give them the first down.
Just a lean there by the offensive lineman for Central Methodist, who across the front is 330, 310, 260, 300, 280. And they went real quick, no huddle. No real question there is what they were going to try to do.
Interesting stat from the week as I prepare for the game here is that not a lot of yards after catch. When they catch, wherever they catch the ball is where it usually ends. Their long passes are long throws that end up there, and kind of same thing there. You almost looked like they had a chance for a big play, and then so it'll be interesting if they can get a lot of yards after the catch for the Raiders. For the Eagles, I mean.
Yeah, here's the give to Keeley is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Peyton Newsma in on that tackle with Brett Mosier. And again, another running play that looked to me more like a zone read kind of situation that Northwestern was able to defend pretty well and stop any kind of gain. So 2nd and 10 at the 20, just inside the red zone here for the Eagles. De Laurent will set up with a wing back and 2 receivers to his left side. Keeley in the backfield. Right away looking to pass. Flushed out to the left side. Still alive. There is a flag, and the ball is thrown over the hands of intended receiver Keon Bass. A flag back behind the line of scrimmage, usually indicating some kind of holding penalty there, but there another great demonstration of the athleticism, the pump and weight, and then quick sprint out to give himself just a little bit more time there by De Laurent. And I didn't look at the stat for how many times he's been sacked this season, but I'm guessing it's a fairly low number if we're seeing that kind of mobility.
Well, and moving to his left. You usually think a right-handed quarterback, if you can go to his left, spins his shoulders around and can make those throws. Like we talk, he's rushed for 612 yards, and there's only 3 other people that have over 100, and that's 800 combined for them. So not a lot of rushing offense here other than the quarterback.
Trips to the left side. He's got a man open underneath, but he's going to go big to the end zone, intended for Taylor, into triple coverage as Snyder, Van Hoff, and looks like Stubby was right there underneath Taylor. Look at the wind really held the ball up there.
Yep. Not a great spiral. Another thing you're going to see there is I think when Taylor goes down the field, you're going to see double coverage or triple coverage. 3 of our better defenders covering him there.
Well, he was really going for the athlete there because coming out of the left side in that double, in that twin formation was number 81, who was wide open underneath and was in position for a good 15-yard gain, if not the first down, had he dumped it off to him. And here we got another flag for a false start penalty. Looked as if the tight end set up on the left side, number 40. Keon Bass moves the ball back to the 34, 35-yard line. That'll make it 3rd and 25.
And as a quarterback, can you go through your reads? You know who you want to throw it to, or but
right.
If he's covered, can he move to the next one, And it's easier as a junior and senior more than a true freshman sometimes. All the time, I guess I should probably say.
A double tight formation, twin receivers to the left side. Looking to pass again, he's got Taylor, and he overled him, chased down by Snyder and Olsen out on the Northwestern sideline. Passes incomplete. And while the Eagles found themselves inside the red zone, we'll have to punt back from the 35-yard line.
Max protect, only a 2-receiver route. Really probably just making it easy for him. Say, here's where we're going to throw it.
So he'll be punting from just inside midfield. Back to return for Northwestern is, low punt. And it'll be caught at the 11-yard line for a fair catch. That's Ty Schaefer with the return. A good punt there, good catch, and I would say a good choice to just field it there inside the 15. Don't let it get a high bounce and let them pin Northwestern deep in their own territory. And here's our first opportunity to watch Northwestern offense out on the field. They might have cooled off a little bit after that warm-up this morning.
Halfway through the first quarter already. So
8:19 left to go in the first quarter. Koima will set up again for the first time in the shotgun. He's got Story and Mosier split out to the right side. He's going to give it to McQuillan, and he will not get to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a 1-yard loss. Back to the 12-yard line, bringing it 2nd and 11.
Marcus Washington, number 50, was in there right away. I think that'll be the key here. Can our offensive line control their defensive line? Can we get our running game going? It's easy for a high-flying offense to want to throw it all over, but I think we feel like we can run today.
Here's the give to McQuillan again. He's got a lead blocker on the left side, lowers the shoulder, and he'll take it ahead for about 6 yards to the 18. And on the tackle there for the Eagles was Kerry Henley coming up from the defensive back spot to make that a 6-yard gain at the 18-yard line. 3rd and 5 for the Red Raiders. Northwestern with the wind at their back here in the first quarter, and Northwestern was ready to go, but Central Methodist didn't like something they saw there, so they call a timeout, their first timeout used this afternoon with 7:05 left to go in the first quarter. We'll take a little timeout as well. You're listening to Northwestern Football on NWCRaiders.com. Welcome back here to DeValois Stadium in Corver Field. 7:05 left to go in the first quarter, coming out of a timeout called by Central Methodist on 3rd and 5 at the Northwestern 18-yard line. Twin receivers to the left side. Mosier out right side here for Koima. McQuillan in the backfield. Koima dumps it off to McQuillan right side, tries to cut back, and he is going to be tackled for a loss of a yard or two. I didn't see if he actually it got whistled dead there without an actual tackle, perhaps. Quillen came out of that, but Northwestern's going to have to punt here on their first offensive series. 4th and 6 yards to go at their own 17.
Nobody got caught watching the DBs playing straight. Too deep, man under.
Jaden Snyder, second-team all-conference punter here. Back to return for Central Methodist is Cooper Wilson. Wilson had the big catch. Snyder just gets it off, end over end on the right side. High bounce to Nelson. He can't quite handle it. He does finally bring it down at the 25-yard line. And Snyder makes good on a great punt there and good coverage by the Red Raider punt team. On the tackle was Nate Rice. Nate Rice, a business administration, management, and marketing major here at Northwestern. Did you know that Northwestern seniors competing in the International Business Strategy game consistently finish in the top 5% among 6,500 teams competing around the world? Raiders stand out. Third offensive series here for the Eagles, starting at their own 26-yard line after the punt by Jaden Snyder. Northwestern yet to get a first down. But they have the lead 7-0 with 6:14 left to go in the first quarter. De Laurent with a hard count, and we're going to have a false start, I think, against Central Methodist, that being their third penalty of the afternoon. A hold, and this will be their second false start.
So the penalty moves the ball back to the 21-yard line. 1st and 15 for the Eagles.
You can say what you want, but playoff football is different. And is it the hype? Is everything that's going around it? The finality of the season, if things don't go well? All probably has a factor in some of these false start penalties.
Here's the give. Off the right guard tackle to number 6 for the Eagles. Terrell Aldridge with the run and a 2-yard gain to the 26. Parker Fryer with the tackle there for the Red Raiders. Aldridge in the backfield next to De Laurent. Twin receivers left and right. With some time, he's going to take it himself. No, he's going to dump it off across the middle as he finds Taylor, who gets off of one tackler, but then finds a couple other Red Raiders at the 40, and he'll lean into the 42, 43-yard line for an Eagle first down.
A lot of crossing routes I think you'll see today. A lot of times it's better against man than zone, but it brought our linebackers up and left a big gap between our linebackers and our defensive backs, and Taylor just sat right down there.
And De Laurent looked as if he was committed to the run and saw Taylor kind of right before he got to the line of scrimmage and made that quick pass, just a laser right to Taylor. And we saw the kind of the quick feet there of Taylor as well as he got off the first would-be tackler. De Laurent now in the shotgun, twin receivers to the left side after the motion. Crossing routes underneath. Again, no sack, gets away from the tackle. Here comes the flag. De Laurent still on his feet, and he is going to get the ball off, but he is tackled after the catch. On the reception was number 19, Cole Schroeder. But a flag came out as De Laurent was scrambling out of the pocket.
Got a holding. And we also found out that we're going to have a difficult time bringing this quarterback down one-on-one. Very agile.
We have had more than a dozen opportunities to tackle him in the backfield so far. Not some of those 3 or 4 times all in one play, and we've missed so far every time. So it'll be 1st and 20 now after the 10-yard penalty for the holding. Trips to the left side. Taylor in the middle of those 3, I believe. And De Laurent looking to the right to pass. He's got a receiver at the flat, and he will go right out of bounds after the catch. Fryer and Jones out there on the coverage. Just a 12-yard gain on the play. Inside the chains now. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 44. 4:13 left to go in the first quarter. Trips to the left side. And Brett Mosier is right there to bring down Aldridge. They'll give him the progress for a 1-yard, I guess that would be a 1-yard loss. So brings up 3rd and 9.
They would like to get the running game going, but it is not going as of right now.
Now, Brett Mosier or Jessen Rankin, they're trying to run off the tackle there. Both of them are really shutting that down. They're just kind of waiting for some kind of pulling block or a counter kind of run where we've got a little sloppy going to the outside and somebody didn't stay home looking for that cutback route underneath. De Laurent again in the pocket. And he is going to get a loose, and he will take it himself and slide at the 40-yard line. He had a lot of room to run there.
Man-to-man defense, everybody's running with the receiver, locked on, not looking at the quarterback. And if you can't get to the quarterback, then there is a lot of running room. Different than zone. If you're zone, you're in your area and you can see the quarterback.
He ran a good 10 yards before before it seemed like Northwestern secondary was making their way back to the ball.
As a quarterback, you're dropping back, looking. You know it's man-to-man. Well, I can run then. And he had a big lane. Big first down for them.
Sure.
Coming from behind the sticks.
Here's a give to Aldridge again. He gets off one tackler, but Gramstad is right there with a little help from Fryer. No gain on the play. Aldridge on the carry. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 42.
Gramstad is not afraid to stick his head in there. He's not put his, I guess you'd say, nosed. Nowadays we shouldn't be using our head, right, to tackle.
Right.
But, yes.
That's kind of the philosophy here is, it used to be so much on the form tackling, and it's anymore is just make the hit to disrupt the run, let the backfield come in and actually clean up the mess. De Laurent now play action, gets out of the pocket, and he's going to find a receiver off the fingertips of Taylor, who kind of shakes it off. That one didn't hit the hand so well. And De Laurent will have another incomplete pass, bringing up 3rd and 10 at the 42. Big play here.
3rd and 10. And there we are. Kobe Granstead, one-on-one with the quarterback. He shakes him, gets away for a second so we can make that pass.
Yeah, the outside contain is absolutely critical here this afternoon. Just so far from what we've seen is just how well he is able to evade the tackle in the backfield, avoid the sack. Trips to the right side for De Laurent. Again, a little timing route broken up by Gramstad. Intended for Schroeder. A quick little turn around, or a little timing route, if you will, right along the Northwestern sideline at the chains, and Gramstad breaks it up, brings up 4th and 10, and the Eagles are on the field to punt.
He does not throw a tight spiral, and going into the wind, that could be a a factor, especially this way. We'll see if it affects when they go to the south with the wind a little bit more.
Schaefer back to return at the 10-yard line. Here's the snap for the punt. And a high spiral. It kind of falls apart, but it'll get a good bounce for the Eagles, and they will down that at the 7-yard line. So far, field position on special teams has been the friend of the Eagles.
Well, here we are. We got 1:28 left in the first quarter. We've only had 3 plays offensively.
Yeah. Yeah, the Eagles have done a good job of keeping that clock moving with trying to take the big play over the top, trying to go with a couple pass plays, but keeping the clock moving and really taking the advantage of the wind here for the passing game away from the Red Raiders here in the first quarter. 1:28 left to go here. Northwestern up 7-0 after a pick six by Snyder. Koima in the pocket. He's got time. He finds McQuillan underneath, and he will try to get upfield, but he'll be tackled where he caught it at an 8-yard gain at the 16-yard line.
And with the wind, we have only had 4 plays now, 2 pass plays, both really dump-offs, a screen and that little dump to our back.
Mosier Flores will head out to the wide side of the field. Michael Story, man-to-man on the Northwestern sideline. Koima back to pass. Flushed out to the right side. He's got nobody open, and he is going to just run out of bounds. And that's an error on Koima.
Don't usually see that out of a senior. I think he saw Story making a double move down here and wanted to wait, and suddenly looked down and he goes, oh, my feet are out of bounds. Came up too quick. And that could be that we just haven't had the ball a lot.
Right.
We haven't had many plays. Here we are on our 6th play of the half of the game is all.
It looked as if he was ready to dump it off and say, let's just throw it out of bounds. And then he saw something happen, and he just let up just a little bit, but he then went out of bounds. Trips to the left side, twins to the right side for Koima, and he throws out to the sideline. He's got Mosier open for the first down at the 25, still on his feet, cuts back inside the field at the 30, and tripped up at the 34-yard line. Cade Mosier with a big reception there for the Red Raiders, and they finally get out of the red zone.
And they had good coverage. There's a tight spiral, perfect spot.
Across the field. And that's the end of the first quarter, folks. Northwestern leading 7-0 on a pick six by Jaden Snyder. And Northwestern finally gets their first down of the afternoon. We'll take a quick break and be right back with some more Red Raider football. You're watching on NWCRaiders.com.
We're Raiders, and Raiders stand out. We achieve because excellence honors God and serves others. We're equipped for success, for significance. Because we're Raiders, and Raiders stand out.
Welcome back here to Devalloy Stadium, Corwin Field on the campus of Northwestern College. Northwestern leading 7-0 after one quarter of play in this first round of the football championship series. Here's the handoff to McQuillan, and he is tripped up after just a yard or two. A 2-yard gain makes it 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line. Tripped up by the linebacker, number 32, London Chambers, I think, made the tackle. And Koima will send out Story to the right side, Flores, Mosier to the right, or to the left, excuse me. Anderson, the tight end, set up on the left. Koima with the play action, quick pass out to Story at the end of the chains, and he's able to just dive ahead and get 12. As a good wrap up there by the defensive back, Darian Bell, to make the tackle, but enough for a Red Raider first down.
They've been playing a ton of that too high safety, forcing us to want to run or try to run the ball, and suddenly they dropped to a cover 3, took the easy out.
And that's a play that Michael Story has made a lot of defensive backs miss over the years. With not a lot of help over the top, not at least real close, so could have turned into a big play. Great tackle there by the Eagles. Koima again back in the pocket, dumps it across the middle, and it is going to be intercepted. Throw it into triple coverage. Caught by the safety, number 7, and he's still on his feet at the 30. And he is finally brought down out of bounds at the 5-yard line. On the interception was Kerry Henley, and he brought it all the way down to the 5-yard line.
What effort by Story. Story was running a fly route down here on a cover 3, open right down the numbers. Koima looked like he was reading something else and tried to go in the middle of the field, and Story ran 90 yards there to save a touchdown, to be right honest.
Red Raider D needs to come up big here. Goal line stand, essentially. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. A little tit for tat there with Snyder's interception putting Northwestern on the board. And now a turnover by Northwestern, giving the Eagles a shot here inside the Northwestern red zone. Taylor split out way to the left side. He's got Gramstad in a man-to-man. They put another 10 inside the box. He's going to go over the top to Taylor, and it'll be off of his fingertips.
I think they called timeout right before the play.
Yep. Central Methodist takes their quick timeout. They had a man-to-man situation there. Outstanding receiver against a redshirt freshman cornerback, and they take the timeout. We'll take a quick break as well. Be right back in just a couple seconds. You're watching Red Raider Footballs on NWCRaider.com.
We're Raiders, and Raiders stand out. We lead and serve. We're smart and strong, courageous and faithful. We achieve not for ourselves, but because excellence honors God and serves others. We're equipped for our careers, for God's call on our lives, for success, for significance. Because we're Raiders, and Raiders stand out.
All right, same formation here. Taylor against Gramstad out on the outside, the wide side of the field. De Laurent in the shotgun with running back Donald Clark. Clark will flip-flop over to the right side, double tight. De Laurent again going to that swing pass to the left side, and it is incomplete. Through to the short pylon. And that'll bring up 2nd and goal at the 5.
Good coverage.
Yeah, I mean,
right there.
Yeah, Gramstad is right on him.
I'm sure they like their matchup. Still got to throw it, still got to catch it. So that's twice. I know the one is all that's counted, but that's twice they've went that route and not been successful.
I'm going to change it up here. Bringing that, well, actually, really not so much. Just giving Taylor a little bit more room as he comes inside almost to the hash marks. Going again over the top, and it'll be caught. Gramstad right there, couldn't put a hand on it, and the Eagles put 6 on the board with the reception from De Laurent to Taylor. And that seemed almost easy for Taylor. Did not work too hard. Just knew he's just going to get a pass thrown to him and going to make a move, try to make a catch.
Based on his alignment, when he moved in well inside the numbers, you had to feel they were going to go back outside again. So we're all even.
All evened up here at 13:24 in the first half. 7-7 the score. We'll be right back with some more Red Raider football on NWCRaiders.com. Welcome back here. 13:24 left to go in the first half in this first round FCS football game. Northwestern first on the board with a pick six, and now the Eagles put their 7 on the board. Here's the return by Telford, taking it out of the end zone up to the 17, 18-yard line.
Takes the ball out to the 17-yard line. That's where the Raiders take over first and 10. Tackle there by number 20, Mujad Kamal.
And this will be the Raiders' first and 10 at the 17.
You get some rhythm on the offense here. We just haven't had a lot of plays. Haven't been able to get a lot going. 3 yards there. McQuillan right up the middle.
Right at the middle, McQuillan up for 3 yards to the 21-yard line.
Brings up a 2nd and 6 for Northwestern. Look like number 9, Anthony Hernandez on the stop for the Eagles.
I'm going to turn you way up here, Chuck. I'm told that can't hear you very well.
Very common. I'm very soft talker, laid back individual, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. We'll see if that helps. Koyman now dumps it off to the left side to Story, gets out of one tackle and will dive ahead. That's not enough. He'll get about 2 yards to the 23-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 4.
3-yard line brings up a 3rd and 4 for Northwestern. Stop there by number 8.
On the tackle there for the Eagles was number 8, Marquise Daniels. And now Koima will send out trips to the right side. McQuillan in the backfield. And he gets it off to McQuillan. He'll have enough for a first down and drug down at the 33-yard line. On the tackle again is Daniels. And McQuillan coming out of the backfield gets the pass dropped off from Koima. And will bring the ball down to the 33 for a first down. 1st and 10, 11:45 left to go here in the first half.
Just need a little energy. You feel like the Raiders not quite moving at the pace, the body language, you know, and the Eagles have came in here after that pick six and really responded.
Twins to the left side here, tight end in Anderson. Here's a give to Logan Meyer, and he's got room, and he'll lower the shoulder so he gets around the left edge, beat the offensive lineman on the pole. He'll get a 6-yard run up to the 39.
Good physical run on first down. Good physical run on first down.
I like that. 2nd and 4 at the 39. Like you said, a good physical run. Pulled the right guard. And Logan Meyer saw the gap outside the left tackle and just passed him up on the outside. He got the 6-yard run. 2nd and 4. Now here's the pass out to Anderson again. Skips over one would-be tackler along the sideline and goes out of bounds at the 50 for another Red Raider first down.
What an athletic catch to get spun around and then avoid the tackle.
Couple high steps there, gets out of one tackle, which I think he was at the end of the chains at that point, but got a couple more yards after that and right at midfield.
That's, I think, the Raider fans, too, as you're watching, we're running the ball a lot. You're used to that high-flying offense with so many weapons. If you're going to run a lot, you have to somewhat be patient.
Here's the give to Meyer again, and he lowers the shoulder, comes off the tackle, and dives ahead again for another 5 yards after the touch for an 11-yard gain and a first down for the Red Raiders to the Eagle 39-yard line. 10 minutes left to go here in the first half. Northwestern starting to get into a little bit of momentum and groove here offensively. Sure has helped to make a couple of receptions.
And run like that as a free safety, as a cornerback, you want to stick your nose in there, but a couple hits like that, you're going, I'm not so sure I want to stick my nose in there yet. But the Eagles done a nice job by methodically making us drive the length of the field here. You think they've got to be happy, 9 minutes left in the second quarter. It is tied 7-7.
Yeah, and you're exactly right in your analysis is that they're playing two over the top deep, and they are not going to give up that big play to Story, Mosier, or Flores, have you, and they've really forced Northwestern to look at the dump routes, the flare pass out in the flat, things like that. That is a kind of a bend don't break kind of mentality defensively, but it really paid off for them where Northwestern said, no, let's try to go down deep, and threw right into triple coverage.
And run the ball.
And
it makes us
forcing them to
run the ball, where until the last few plays we haven't made big plays running the ball, and that usually does take patience. Running the ball usually turns into big plays third, fourth quarter as things wear down. Mm-hmm. So,
well, that and just thinking about the clock here, knowing that if they can stay with Northwestern as the 14th ranked, trying to upset the number 4 ranked team, the more runs they can force and the more runs that they can implement themselves, the shorter the game is going to get as the clock will run and run. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Double tight formation for Koima. He's got Meyer at field, hard count. Looked like Koima looked to the wrong sideline there for the play. Here's the snap. Koima looks right. Quarterback draw, just misread the block. And that should have been a big play, but just 2 yards gained up to the 37.
Coach Davis going to put that one in his back pocket. It was really...
There was a lot there. If Koima had, instead of tried to look upfield, had actually sprinted to the sideline, I think he would have probably put himself at least not for the first down, but short, very close to it.
Well, the cornerback Mays, what a great play, avoiding the block and making the tackle on our quarterback, which we're used to seeing Koima avoid a lot of these tackles.
Twins to the right side for Koima. Here comes the blitz, and Koima will be tackled for a loss of 7 back to the 45-yard line. The late blitz there is number 32, Christian. Nope, wrong roster. Number 32, London Chambers, coming in from the linebacker spot, untouched. Koima couldn't roll out of that one, and it brings up 3rd and 16 at the 45.
Great job by the Eagles.
Yep.
What a huge play for them, as we'd made a couple plays getting this drive going, and huge sack at that time.
So 3rd and 16, Koima alone in the backfield, trips right, twin left. He's going to cross the middle. He's got Mosier, and he comes down with it somehow. No. One hand grab pulled into his gut, but he drops it after the hit. A flag comes out here. There might be a targeting penalty here.
Defenseless receiver as he's spinning around there. Almost an unbelievable catch.
Yeah. Well, while they attend to Mosier here, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Northwestern football on NWCRaiders.com. Welcome back here. Flag was picked up.
Personal foul. Unnecessary hit on defensive player. Defense number 7.
But there's the call. It was an unsportsmanlike, what is that called? Here, Chuck.
Hit on a defenseless receiver.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of words here to say that he got hit hard when he couldn't defend himself. And that's enough for a first down at the 30. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. And Mosier made his way to the sideline on his own accord, so I think just maybe a little bell rung or something. Didn't look as if he was holding any particular body part in pain, so we may be able to see him out here again. Twin receivers to the right side for Koima. And it'll be a design quarterback keeper. He will go out of bounds at the 25. And a 5-yard gain on first down.
Go back to that last play. It doesn't seem there was nothing dirty. It was just a big hit.
Yeah.
And you're seeing in football right now, sometimes these big hits are now penalties.
Right. Well, those were highlight reels. Kicks,
yes.
That you would have, show to your buddies and go, take a look at this decleaning that's happened here. But there isn't any more of those. That's kind of trying to prevent that as part of the whole concussion protocol within the officiating. Koima now loose in the pocket. He's going to go to the end zone, and this one is picked off in the end zone. Mosier there gets tripped up, couldn't make his way to the ball, and so it'll be a touchback at the 20-yard line for the Eagles.
Just trying to make something happen when there's probably nothing there. We maybe got away with it too many times, because being so gifted and talented. And if you're the Eagles, we got some momentum on the other side of the field right now. They've got winning the turnover battle 2-1, got the ball back again here. 7 minutes left in the first half, and it's 7-7. So if you're an Eagles fan out there, I'm sure you're awfully happy how this game has started.
Here's the play action. De Laurent's going to keep it. And he rolls out the left side to the 28-yard line. 8-yard gain by De Laurent.
He makes it look easy. I think it's more exciting when we don't see a run and we can watch him dance. Well, I shouldn't say we, but as a football fan, dance around and make things happen. But that was just an easy quarterback sweep almost.
And now with the wind at their back, kind of expecting for them to try to air the ball out here a little bit. Some of their key receivers. De Laurent again in the shotgun. Twin receivers to his right side, looking to pass. Little comeback routes, but now over the top. He's got Taylor wide open, but he is going to be sacked. No, he gets rid of it before he's brought down, but that is going to be a grounding penalty.
He's in the pocket, and there's no one over. Well, there's a lot of people over, but they're on the sideline.
Yeah, there comes the flag. I think that Cole Schroeder there really wanted to make the case that he was in the area, but he was not in the area when the ball was passed. So an intentional grounding will bring the ball back. That's a 10-yard. Back to the... Or is that is that a spot foul?
Yep, I think it's a spot foul. Who got him, Rankin, back there? I mean, he was probably as surprised as we were that we got a one-on-one tackle on our quarterback and didn't get away, and then he just tried to throw it away. Can hear the crowd for the first time today.
Yeah. De Laurent now. Twin receivers to his right side. Pump fakes, and he's going to be tripped up for another sack. That's Brett Mosier coming off the outside, and he's able to get the sack for another loss. That'll bring up 4th and 20. And as you said, momentum swings as we saw that the Eagles had to feel pretty good after another pick six, winning the turnover battle there. But considering that Northwestern had a great stand, a lot of pressure on the quarterback, 2 plays in a row, one turning out to be a sack, one a penalty on a grounding, and now they'll have to punt out of their end zone. Schaefer back to return at the 45, 46-yard line of the Red Raiders side of the field. Beautiful high spiral to Schaefer. He'll catch it at the 34, 33-yard line, and he'll be tackled from behind at the 34. Great coverage there by Central Methodist Drake Dudley to make the coverage, and that's a big kick.
That was
a boomer. Beautiful.
How momentum switches. They get the interception. We get 2 big defensive plays with coverage and a sack in the quarter. And now here comes a, 60-yard punt.
6:07 left to go in the first half here. Northwestern chipping away at that last offensive possession, getting their way into Eagle territory, but not able to put any points on the board yet here offensively. Koima gives it to McQuillan. He cuts back, and he will be tackled after 3 or 4 yards on the loss. Here comes a flag deep.
Great throw by that back.
Say that flag
official.
was
26 yards.
And this is going to be called against Northwestern. Waiting for the official call here from the White Hat.
There is no foul for an illegal block below the waist. The block occurred within 5 yards of the neutral zone. Second down.
Oh, so the flag was for a block below the waist, but they picked that up because it was
Within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
within 5. Okay, so no penalty there. The gain of 4 yards for McQuillan up to the 38-yard line makes it 2nd and 6. 5:51 left to go here in the first quarter. Trips to the right side for Koima. McQuillan will head out to the left side for a twin setup there with Mosier. Koima in the pocket, dumps it off to McQuillan again, and he is going to be tackled right after the catch again. Just 1 yard gain up to the 39. And great converging on the ball there by the linebacker, number 8, Marquez Daniels, to make the tackle. Brings up 3rd and 5 now for the Red Raiders.
McQuillan was coming full speed across the middle on that under route. Probably could have sat down a little bit instead of running himself right into that other linebacker. That's my guess, just seeing, because the throw was touched behind him.
Yep.
And then runs right into the linebacker. But what do we know? We're just in the booth.
Right. McQuillan coming out on the sprint out the outside, and he gets the ball off to Mosier just at the end of the chains. We've seen this the last couple of weeks with McQuillan sprinting out of the backfield, taking one of the safeties or the defensive backs out to the outside with him, opening something up on the inside on a quick hook route or a dump underneath. There, the target was Mosier. Here's the give to McQuillan, and he finds room around the right side.
They've got too many men on the field, but
there is a flag back at the 35-yard line.
The Eagles had guys running on, guys running off. Coach is over there doing push-ups.
Here we go.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 12 players on the field with a snap. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains first down.
So we'll replay the first down after a 5-yard penalty. Exactly spot on there with too many men on the field for the Eagles as they tried to make a substitution before the snap. .420 left to go here in the first half. And another really tight formation. Story left, Mosier right. Tight end wing back to the right side with Logan Meyer in the backfield. Here's the pull. Meyer finds an opening, and he will bumble and stumble his way down the field to the 30-yard line. They try to strip, but he takes advantage and goes another 7-8 yards down to the 29-yard line. Great run there by Logan Meyer and great blocks. The wingback and tight end from the right side swung around the backside, made lead block. Mosier saw the cutback route and make good use of that for a nice 15, 16-yard gain up to the 29.
Patience, great patience by Logan Meyer. Letting his blockers get in front of him, move some people out of the way, and then physical at the end of the run like he always is.
Here's the give to McQuillan. He dives ahead. Sprints ahead, sees the opening, and takes off to the 21-yard line. 8-yard gain now by McQuillan. And again, we're seeing this a little bit momentum shift. Northwestern chipping away and making their way down the field. What we don't want to see happen is how the last two series have ended with these run plays, and now try to go with the pass that ends up in an interception.
So you'd like to stay with the run, Dean?
I would. I don't know why you wouldn't here. except that looks as if, I mean, they're trying to draw as much of the defense inside the box as possible. Koima now quick swing route out to Story behind him, but he's going to make good use of a block and get down to the 11-yard line before he's drugged down. What do I know?
You know that little flare pass is as good as a run team.
Right.
That we can get it to our guys and run from there. They're sitting in that too high safety. They're saying you're going to throw it short and you're going to have to run to beat us. The Raiders are doing a nice job right now. And now you're down there. The Eagles are saying we're going to let you get between the 20 and 20 or 10 and 10. What can you do? We haven't been able to punch them in. Offense needs to score here if you're a Raider fan.
Double tight formation with twin receivers in Mosier and Story. Here's this design keeper by Koima. Good convergence on the ball there by the Eagle defense, number 20 and number 5, Eric Mays and Muhad Camel. Muhad Camel. Giving Koima just 4 yards on the run. Brings up 2nd and 6. Just under 2 minutes to play here now. Twin receivers from Mosier and Story to the left side. Koima's got Meyer in the backfield again. He's going to go to the end zone to Story, and there is flags coming out all over the place, and I think we've got a false start.
There are penalty markers on the field.
We've been running that counter a few times, pulling 2 people from one side to the other, and you can see when we are just patient enough. Logan Meyer had a nice one. Clem was just a little excited, I think, to get to the end zone rather than if you let those guys do their work up front, the holes are going to open up.
Offside, defense number 52.
Oh.
Neutral zone with the snap. Opposition to the goal. 2nd down.
So an offsides penalty there in the neutral zone at the snap. It looked as if Koima was a little surprised to receive the snap, so it was something on first team all-conference Jack Johnson there of going, we got a guy right on my nose. I'm going to move the ball and get this 5-yard penalty. I want to think that Jack was thinking that way, but nonetheless, 5 yards makes it 2nd and 2. Koima now on the design keeper, and great job by the defensive back to make the tackle, diving ahead. Koima thinking he can get to the outside. But Eric Mays makes a great play, and a loss of 1 yard makes it 3rd and 3 at the 5-yard line.
Number of times today already, Mays has been in space by himself. There without a blocker, earlier a couple times with a blocker, and be able to fight his way through the traffic and make a big play. So, big down here for both squads late in the first half.
Looks like the sun just peeked out a little bit from the clouds. I want to say that's a good sign here as it's 3rd and 3 at the 5-yard line. Koima again, design keeper. He lowers the shoulder, and it looks as if he's got it. Wow. The ball came loose, but they're going to say he was down at the 3. It'll be 4th and 2 yards to go. What do you do here?
I'm going to do whatever Coach McCarty says we should do.
They're going to bring Meyer into the lineup. McQuillan heading to the sideline. And this is 4th down territory with 30 seconds left to go here in the first half, and Northwestern's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, we've got 3 timeouts. Why wouldn't you? Talk it over, make sure everybody's on the exact same page here for this big play. And if you're an Eagles fan, I keep going back to if you're an Eagles fan out there watching, hey, it's 7-7, 20 seconds left in the first half against a high-powered Red Raiders that have been in the playoffs a lot more than we have. Got to feel like you're in a pretty decent spot. At least the Eagle is cheering over there.
He's got a little cut in a rug there on the 43-yard line. Keeping time with our athletic band, I think. I just wonder about this call here. Have we been able to move the ball consistently on this really tight defense? They've been able to stuff the runs when they put all 10 in the box, which is what they're going to likely do here. I'm curious to see what offensive coordinator Josh Davis writes up, but you got to wonder about a field goal opportunity here, and 3 points is 3 points.
And we don't have Mosier out there, only Story. One wide receiver.
Offset formations. Shoot. And Koima rushed up, trying to get the 5 yards.
False start. Offense, number 35.
On the false start penalty, offside penalty by the Eagles, but he actually drew his own man out of his formation. So now Northwestern will go for the 3.
And I kind of have a gut feeling that's what we were trying to do. We were just going to draw them offside, starting the shotgun, sprinting up, hollering some cadence. I think we were going to delay a game or call timeout, I guess, until we did get the false start. Now we'll take the 3.
25-yard attempt here by Stater, and this kick looks good. And so Northwestern will put 3 more on the board with 24 seconds left to go in this first half and regain the lead, 10-7. We'll take a quick break and be right back with some more Red Raider football.
Raiders stand out. Raider teams hold 9 national championships, and our students get top scores in accounting and the health sciences. Want both smart and strong? Choose Northwestern College. It's a win-win.
Welcome back here, Northwestern, able to put their first offensive points on the board here on the in the first half with a field goal, 25-yard field goal by Eli Stater. And take a 10-7 lead with 24 seconds left to go here in the first half. Here comes the kickoff. Kick to the left side, and it will go out of bounds at the 10-yard line. And the Eagles will start over at their own 35.
20-yard distance kicking into the wind compared to with the wind for Stater there, if that's a factor later on in the game. Red Raiders should get the ball to start second half.
Yep.
Be intriguing with 24 seconds here. Do they want to try to get some points? And they might start at 35-yard line. They do have 3 timeouts. Am I correct?
No, they have 0 timeouts. Northwestern with 2, which is rather inconsequential. But, Eagles here have got to either use their clock well and go for the big play. They send out trips to the left side. Taylor along the sideline. De Laurent's looking deep, pointing deep anyway, and he finds his tight end along the drag. He is brought down by Stubby at the 49-yard line. So a 16-yard gain there for the Eagles. Brings up 1st and 10. Clock is running.
Raiders went with just a 3-man rush, very soft zone, sitting back, and he did have a lot of time to throw. Had a ton of time to throw to find his tight end coming across.
Now, Taylor, the key receiver there, ran along the sideline, and as good coverage by, I think, Gramstad on that, but De Laurent was even saying, get to the middle of the field, I'm going to throw it out there, and then dumped it off to the dragging slot receiver.
Probably a time for 2 plays here. With 13 seconds.
13 seconds. Twin receivers the right side. Taylor moving before that, so we're going to have a false start called dead. It's like Taylor was just trying to adjust himself to the line of scrimmage, making a little bit of move before the ball was snapped.
5-yard penalty, second down. Game clock, operator, please reset the game clock to 13 seconds. 1-3.
So the
There's no 10-second runoff at the end of the half.
Second and 15, Central Methodist.
I guess not. Right? You would say you take that. If you take that penalty, that's an automatic 10-second. If you force a penalty, right?
Maybe that's just at the end of the game.
Oh, maybe that could be.
I've maybe watched too much NFL.
I'm not sure how that works. Second and 15, back at their own 46-yard line now. De Laurent sends out trips to the right side. Goes across the middle and intended for Cooper Wilson. And we've got a penalty marker back. Justin Rankin for Northwestern getting some penetration. I think we're going to have a holding penalty.
Great job by Fryer, running right with his back right down the middle of the field, staying underneath him.
Holding, offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains second down.
So we're almost back to where we started this series, back at the 35-yard line. This is be second and 26 yards to go, 25 yards to go, back at the 36. Nine seconds left on the clock here in the first half. De Laurent patiently taking his time here. Dropping way back to pass. Flushed out. He's going to go across the middle and incomplete, intended for number 81, Christopher Williams. And that'll stop. Nope, that will take all the time off of the clock. And we'll head back to the halftime facility. No. 1 second. Didn't stop the clock quite quickly enough, and so the official wants 1 more second put back on the clock here. It'll be 3rd and 25 again after the incomplete pass.
I would say there's only 1 second left, but being a South Dakota State Jackrabbit alum, I would like to see him down this ball right now.
Northwestern takes the timeout.
Northwestern, their second timeout of the half.
Well, I think what we've seen here from Central Methodist is rather impressive, both offensively and defensively. Been really impressed with the quarterback here in Paxton De Laurent, who I know was on the radar screen here for the Northwestern Red Raiders in their last recruiting cycle. I know that they had talked pretty heavily to De Laurent, hoping that he would become a Red Raider, and sure enough, here he is on Carver Field, but not in the way that Matt McCarty had intended, and so far I understand why he was a top prospect.
Well, and he probably, we don't know what went into the decision, but saying I want to play immediately possibly because he definitely deserves that opportunity. Had a great first half here.
Yeah.
And, bouncing back from that pick six to playing a nice first half. Great athlete, elusive.
Well, what we've seen here in the stats, the surprising is he's the leading rusher from the quarterback spot with just under 500 yards so far in the season. He's averaging 43 yards rushing per game, and he's got at least half of that running so far today. Here's the give in the backfield, and he will be tackled for a no gain, maybe just 1 yard. Aldridge on the carry, broken up in the backfield. And Justin Rankin coming down with the tackle. So that will end the first half. Northwestern 10-7 in this first round FCS football game against Northwestern and Central Methodist. We'll be right back. You're watching Northwestern football on NWCRaiders.com.
Raiders stand out. Our teams hold 9 national championships, and Raider athletes competed at nationals in 8 sports last year. Northwestern College, athletic powerhouse. We own that.
And this. Our academic performance is powerful, too. Our student scores are among the best in the nation for accounting, actuarial science, nursing, and pre-med. You want both smart and strong? You belong at Northwestern College. It's a win-win.
Welcome back here to the campus of Northwestern College. Devalloy Stadium in Carver Field. Northwestern leading 10-7 after one half of play against Central Methodist Eagles in this first round of the NAIA FCS. Northwestern first on the board this afternoon as Paxton De Laurent was intercepted by Jaden Snyder at the Northwestern 47. He returned it 53 yards to pay dirt and put Northwestern on the board early. Eli Stater's kick was good, putting Northwestern up 7-0. Then Paxton De Laurent completed a pass to Catavius Taylor for 5 yards at the 13:24 mark in the second quarter. Samuel Petrin's kick was good, tying the game at 7. Stayed that way for most of the second quarter until Eli Stater kicked a 25-yard field goal with 24 seconds left, put Northwestern up 10-7. The Central Methodist Eagles, with 7 first downs so far, 12 runs for 21 yards, 8 for 17 and 1 interception in the air for 130. That's 29 plays for a total offense of 151 yards. Northwestern, on the other hand, with 9 first downs this afternoon, 16 rushes for 60 yards, 10 for 12 and 2 interceptions for 82 yards, for a total offense of 142 yards on 28 plays. De Laurent, 8 for 17 for 130. He's the leading rusher for the Eagles with 18 yards, averaging 8.3 per carry, his longest for 15. Keeley with 4 attempts for 1 yard, Aldrich with just 4 attempts for 2. Tavius been the leading receivers with 3 catches for 35 yards. Wilson with 1 catch for 52. Hards 1 for 9. Keeley 2 for 18. And Palacios 1 catch for 16. Koima, again, 10 for 12 for 82, 202 picks. None of his balls have hit the ground yet. Logan Meyer, 3 catches for 38 yards. McQuillan, 3 runs for 38 yards. McQuillan, 6 for 23. Koima has a negative net rush of -1. Mosier with 2 catches for 31. Anderson, 1 catch for 11. McQuillan, 4 catches for 18. And Story, 3 catches for 22 so far this afternoon. Punting has been in a factor with Petrin with 3 punts for 112 yards. He's averaging 37 yards so far today. His longest for 57. Put 2 of those inside the 20. Jaden Snyder had 1 punt for 58 so far this afternoon. Leading the defense for the Eagles, London Chambers with 5 total tackles, 1 sack for 8 yards. He's got 2 tackles for a loss for a total of 9. Looks like Noah Van Hoff is the leading tackler for the Red Raiders, 2 assisted, 2 solo. But Brett Mosier with 1 sack for 7 yards, 2 tackles for a loss for 8. Not too shabby. Jaden Snyder again with that 1 interception so far. We're just under 9 minutes before we get started here with the second half. We'll take another break. Be right back. You're watching Northwestern football on NWCRaiders.com. Welcome back here to Northwestern College Devoy Stadium overlooking Corver Field. Northwestern leading 10-7 after one half of play. Did you know the Northwestern teams have won 9 national championships and the Raiders competed at nationals in 10 sports last year? Raiders stand out. First half stats here pretty indicative of what we've seen on the field. Total offense pretty tied up with 151 total offensive yards for Central Methodist Eagles and 142 for Northwestern. Neither team really doing a whole lot offensively. The Methodist score just coming off of an interception down to the 5-yard line. And Northwestern not able to punch it in from 3 yards out, forced to kick the field goal. So pretty tied up here, kind of more of a defensive battle, if you will, when you really take a look at these numbers. And the Red Raider faithful hoping that Northwestern can find something to do here offensively. Although Koima 10 for 12 in pass attempts, the ball has not hit the ground yet for any of his passes, with 2 interceptions. But hoping that he can find something here. He just hasn't looked himself here in the first half.
And sometimes that's how it is. Playoff football, things are a touch different. Do you get off to a great start? Do you not get off to a great start? Only having, really 3 plays in the first half, is that a factor? It shouldn't be with an experienced team like us, but it sure looks like it.
Yeah.
And with everything that has went wrong for the Red Raiders, we're still up 10-7 at half. We could be in for an exciting second half, which all football fans like.
Yeah, 3 plays. Just ran 3 offensive plays in the first quarter, which is the VP of Athletics comes up here and says, when was the last time you can remember the Red Raiders not having an offensive touchdown in a half of football? And I can't.
Nope.
I can't think of that. I mean, the second quarter is probably the highest scoring quarter for Northwestern historically over the course of the season here. I think that's where they score the most of their points is in the second quarter. Nothing doing today, not so far. And coming out of the locker room here, Central Methodist has every reason to believe that they can go toe-to-toe here with the Red Raiders, who brought back a large majority of the team that they sent down to Louisiana last year for the national championship game.
We hope experience pays off, over time. Central Methodist came out early. They were not in the locker room very long, which means they're probably excited, not a lot to talk about. They like how the game is going. The Raiders were kind of the other way. The Raiders were in the locker room for quite some time at halftime, making some adjustments, things to talk about. Sun is out. It's a beautiful day. It's playoff football in Orange City.
It looks as if the wind might have picked up here a little bit and shifted a little bit more out of the east, which for both teams is probably advantageous in that there's not really a one-way advantage, and it's just a crosswind here that they've got to play both from the quarterback and the kicking spot. Got to be able to know where to place that ball against a crosswind is just a little bit different than if you're playing into the wind versus wind behind you. Probably even just a little bit more difficult, but that does even the playing field, and maybe which direction they're going doesn't make as much of a difference as it did earlier in the first half.
And you could see early in the first half where going into the wind, LaPlante did not have a tight spiral, maybe some just barely off the mark passes, kicking into the wind. Stater was probably 20, 25 yards different width compared to into it. So, it does look like it's more a crosswind here for the second half. So, here we go, Dean.
All right, another 15 minutes on the clock here as we start the third quarter. Northwestern up 10-7. High kick going to Cole Telford. He'll bring it down at the 12-yard line and take it straight ahead. He's got a great lead block, and he'll explode out of the 35-40 and finally be brought down at the 44-yard line. And that's why Cole Telford made the GPAC second team for special teams this year as a kick return specialist. And to do that without having giving up a whole lot of points to other teams across the season, didn't have a lot of opportunities to show what he could do from the kick return spot, but teams should know they should not kick to him, and there was evidence of that. Great blocks to get him up to the 43-yard line. Koima comes out with McQuillan to his right shoulder, now shifting 4 receivers to the left side, and Anderson, Zutenhorst, and Story. Keeping Cade Mosier out to the right side by himself. Here's the give to McQuillan, patiently waiting for something to open up, and he will dive ahead up to the 50-yard line for a 2-yard gain on first down. On the stop there for the Eagles was number 32, London Chambers again, who was the leading tackler for the Eagles in the first half.
We've ran a lot of tight formations today. Sometimes you use the Raiders really spread out. 3, 4, 5 receivers, not today. Just as I say that, here we go.
We go twin receivers spread out wide to the left side. McQuillan still in the backfield. Mosier out to the right. Koima looking to pass. Find his man in Story, wide open, not wide, but open at the 35, and he will evade a couple tackles, good enough for a first down plus about 10 more up to the 32.
Love how he catches the ball with his hands. He's one of those receivers that is always using his hands to catch the ball. Makes it look so easy compared to people who use their body.
And he climbs the ladder so well. Just when you think that ball is out of reach, he does something there that not a lot of receivers are willing to do inside that part of the field, really exposing themselves. He goes up for it pretty well. Twin receivers to the right side for Koima. Anderson at the wing back. Mosier now at the top of your screen on the left side. Here's the give to McQuillan. And he patiently waits for something to open up, and it does for about a 5-yard gain to the 27-yard line. Coming into today's contest, I should get this in front of me before I start talking.
Great start to the second half for the Raiders. Big return, first down. Head of the sticks already with 2nd and 6 here.
What I was going to say there is McQuillan averages 5.5 yards per carry for the season. Here's another give to the left side. It's a foot race to the end of the chains, and he will dive ahead. Good tackle there by the Eagles' Darian Bell. And not quite enough for the first down, but does shorten the distance. 3rd and 1 now at the 23-yard line. What a difference that big return made here. And Northwestern just kind of coming punching their way here across the field. A couple big plays to Story, now McQuillan. 3rd and 1. Another give to McQuillan. Something opens up left side. Stiff arms himself to the end of the chains. It'll be spotted at the 21 and good enough for a Red Raider first down. Good coverage there by the defensive linebacker. Daniels making the tackle there. And again, from our vantage point there, just to see what McQuillan was looking at as he patiently waited for something to open up outside the left tackle. 1st and 10 again here at the 21-yard line. Story Mosier split out to the right side. Zutenhorst in close on the left.
Here they come. Straight man, blitz.
Lots of pressure here coming from the Eagles. He goes to the end zone, and there's a flag as Michael Story could not get away from Eric Mays. Eric Mays was holding him back on the shoulder pads inside the 5-yard line. And that will be a defensive holding or pass interference against the Eagles, which is not a terrible strategy against this receiving core. We saw this a couple weeks ago with Morningside, as they were willing to take that defensive pass interference and the 15-yard penalty rather than give up the big ball, the big long pass, and let up Northwestern set up on the goal line. But that 15-yard penalty does bring it down inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal at the 6.
Well, could be touchdown or 1st and goal at the 6. It's decision as a defensive back you got to make based on your positioning.
Koima again with Logan Meyer in the backfield here. He steps back to pass. He's got a quick out to Anderson, and he will step into the end zone after the catch. Caught at the 2 and gets into the end zone just before the pylon. And so Northwestern attacks early here in the second half, putting 6 on the board, 16-7. As we await the extra point, there is a flag out on the field. Where else would it be, Chuck?
I guess the field's a good spot for a flag.
Good field. That's where the flag would be if it were to be anywhere. So a taunting penalty called against Northwestern after the touchdown. That will be enforced on the kickoff. And Eli Stater here to attempt the extra point.
Taunting on an offensive lineman. Nothing happens in the trenches, right, Dean?
Right. It's all a lot of patty cake and going on down there. No, the extra point is good. Northwestern up 17-7 now. And if you're going to have a 15-yard penalty here on a kickoff, this would be as good a time as any to do that. Well, the defense is well rested, and they can hopefully respond here. Get the ball back in the hands of Tyson Koima. So Northwestern takes about 3.5 minutes off the clock on their first offensive possession. Really getting started with a great return by Cole Telford. Tough, kind of short kick, actually, on the kickoff. And he brings it up to the 43, 44-yard line, as I recall. And great plays there by great throws to Michael Story and some great runs by Connor McQuillan to really set up the touchdown there from Koima to Anderson.
And we talked about the wind not being a factor. Was it a factor on that short kick? We'll see right here if how far Stater does with this. Is it a factor? Red Raider faithful have to feel a little more comfy seeing the offense come out, drive down the field, and get 7 points.
Here comes the kickoff. This one will go down to the 10-yard line. Eric Mays on the return. He's tripped up at the 25-yard line. I think Nate Rice there finally got his hand on there. No, it's Jake Davies making the stop. And Mays with a good return from inside the 10 up to the 26, 27-yard line. And back on the field at quarterback is De Laurent in the shotgun. He'll send out twin receivers to his left and right side. No, now trips to the right side as running back Armand Keeley sets up out there. Here's the quick pass. And just off the fingertips of Cooper Wilson will be incomplete. And we'll head back to the 27-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Simple pitch and catch there, just a touch off target. Don't want to make too much of the wind. The flags are blowing well, pretty stiff breeze coming across, and is that a little factor? Hit him in the hands, but wasn't able to pull it in.
Well, really, he got turned around on it, right?
Yep.
He threw kind of a little bit behind him, and he had to make quite a spin to get even his fingers on the ball there. But here we go, 2nd and 10. De Laurent now gives it up. He's got a lead blocker and a push for 8 yards up to the 35-yard line. On the carry was Aldridge, I think. No, that was Taylor.
And 8 yards is they had a total of 3 in the first half, other than from De Laurent, who had 18, 15 on that one big run. So out of a running back or receiver, that's our biggest run of the day.
Twin receivers to the left side. Taylor on a man-to-man situation. No one over the top to the left side, but he's going to give it to Aldridge in the backfield. Nearly tripped up for a loss, but he was tackled at the line of scrimmage. Mosier almost got his hand on him there, but I think Jessen Rankin came down with him at the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard or two brings up 4th and 3.
Punt, are you going, Dean?
Oh, we got to go punting here in third quarter. 2-score game. Northwestern just showed they could move the ball. And so Schaefer will set up at the 30-yard line to receive a punt from the Eagles. Clock runs down to 10 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. This punt is high, but it will go right, and I wouldn't say it's short necessarily, but no return here by Schaefer. The wind might have kept that one over the field. It looked as if they thought that was going to head out of bounds, and the wind might have brought it back in to the 33-yard line where it stopped dead. And Northwestern will take over 1st and 10 at their own 33.
He's very deliberate once he gets the snap to set to take his kick. But we've seen he has a big leg. And even there, it didn't seem like a great kick, but that's got to be 35 yards.
Yeah. Right at the average that he's showing so far today. Twins left, single receiver right. Koima play action. He goes to the outside to Story. He brings it down at the 44, goes out of bounds at the 45. Generous spot to the 47-yard line. And good enough for a first down for the Red Raiders. And they're going to go quick here as they set up right away. Twin receivers to the left, single receiver right, McQuillan in the backfield. But we got a player down here for Southern Methodist, so we'll have to take a quick injury timeout. We'll be right back with some more Red Raider football. You're watching Red Raider football on NWCRaiders.com. Coming out of the injury timeout, Northwestern 1st and 10 after the first down completion to Michael Story at the 47. Koima looking left to pass across the middle and right in the hands of Cannon Flores. He heard footsteps there. The ball dropped. Passing complete, 2nd and 10 now for the Raiders.
Well, Daniels, that linebacker number 8's been all over the field today, and people are hearing him.
And he threw it right into the mouth of the lion right there, and Flores knew it. Now Flores sets up right side next to Mosier. Story wide open, wide on the left side of the field. Koima flushed out of the pocket and over the top to McQuillan and just mistimed the jump. Good coverage there by Kerry Henley. And that brings up 3rd and 10.
Another throw, you're kind of holding your breath because you see McQuillan, but if he does make a accurate pass, that's probably a pick.
Well, really, I think that was really more on McQuillan than it was on Koima because he threw it in a place where Healy wasn't going to get it. But if McQuillan hadn't stopped running, he was going to have an easy catch and run for 6. Trips to the left side, twin receivers right for Koima. He's got time in the pocket, outside to Mosier. looking for a block, and he is going to be staying on his feet at the 50-yard line, but then taken down at the 48. We got another Red Raider slow to get up in Story as he was trying to give a block, and it'll be 4th and 6 here, and Northwestern will punt.
Great job by the Eagles. That too high look, and they're keeping everything in front, and we're trying to throw it short of the sticks and run to get to the sticks, and they aggressively make a tackle.
Well, they've shown that their linebackers can move really well with some pretty fast receivers, and it's a really good game plan from their part. Here's the high punt by Snyder out to the left side. It'll be out of bounds, bounces right at the 19-yard line. So it'll be a punt inside the 20, no return. But would have been nice to get a little bit deeper into their territory on the punt. 8:26 left to go here in the third quarter. And the Red Raider D back on the field.
We talked about that earlier with our kickoff return. We don't get a lot of kickoff returns because don't give up a lot of points. And here we are with Jaden Snyder, hasn't punted a lot this year.
Right.
So as good as we feel about our special teams, some of them just haven't got a lot of action consistently.
Right. Yeah, not from week to week, knowing that he's not going to get 5 to 6 punts a week. There's some weeks he didn't punt at all. Here's the give in the backfield. Wrapped up, but the pile keeps moving. It'll be about a 6-yard gain to the 25-yard line. On the carry there for Central Methodist was Armand Keeley.
Another good run for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Which we didn't see in the first half.
Right. We did not see those 5-6-yard runs. We saw mostly runs for 1, 2, maybe a loss. Trips to the left side here for De Laurent. Looks right. Now left. Flushed out of the pocket. And he is going to take this himself and be drug out of bounds at the 34-yard line. That's good enough for a 9-yard gain and a first down for the Eagles.
He wants to throw. You can see as he's going, he
still
wants
looking.
to throw, wants to throw. He keeps looking, but even though he's going, I can get 8 yards here easy. Great job by a young quarterback.
And as you said, his eyes are upfield the whole time he was running, looking for a place. Is there still a guy open? But once he hit the line of scrimmage, he was gone. 2nd and 10 at the 34. Gives it to De Laurent, to Aldridge again. And Northwestern makes a stop on just 2 yards gain, makes up 2nd and 8 at the 36-yard line. Interior lineman there making the stop for the Red Raiders. 2nd and 8. 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. You said this earlier, playoff football is just different because you feel like at any moment one of these teams could make a big play happen. And here a dump pass across the middle for about 13, 14 yards and another first down. Roberto Palacios with the reception and the first down catch to the 49-yard line.
In the old saying, winners win. And if you're in the playoffs, you've won a lot. You've had a lot of success this year. So nothing should rattle you based on your expectations. And both these teams have shown this today.
De Laurent flushed out of the pocket right, but still on his feet looking for someplace to go with it, and he will be tackled for a 6-yard gain. And again, slippery quarterback there as he just finds the seam to run through and made something happen. 2nd and 4, 6-yard gain. And again, still looking to pass coming out of the pocket.
You Eagles fans are used to this out there. Us Raider fans have not seen this all year. What an exciting future you have with this quarterback.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. Twin receivers to the left side now. Drops the snap. Flushed out right side, left side, now Jessen Rankin on the chase. Flag comes out. Pass is completed up to the 38-yard line. TJ Jones slow to get up back behind the line of scrimmage, and we've got multiple flags coming out here.
And even there, low snap, bobbles it, picks it up, drops back, moves to the right, moves to the left, through the mess, and completes the pass.
What the offense? Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's just kind of that's something that we're used to seeing as the Red Raiders is that Tyson Koima has been that quarterback. But what I'm seeing here is that the offensive line for Central Methodist is doing a great job of making our defensive linemen go way out of the way to force De La Rent out of the pocket. And when they do that, they get themselves out of the position, maybe going a little bit too deep and opening up a seam for De La Rent to just kind of give himself more time and some room to potentially run.
He's able to be shifty enough in the pocket to almost set up his lineman for some of these blocks to get through, too.
Right. Twin receivers left here for De La Rent, looking left to pass. And now he's going to dump it off the right side. That's good enough for the first down, and Northwestern will finally bring him down at the 33 or 34-yard line. Great reception there from the tight end. Wide receiver Brady Tully.
Good start for the Eagles on this drive.
Yeah, again,
something they need.
The score here, 17-7 in favor of the Red Raiders as we are at the 4:40 mark in the third quarter. And just when Northwestern makes a great defensive stop, somehow De La Rent is able to put something together and get another first down. Single receivers left and right for De La Rent. Play action, he will keep it. And take it himself again for another 7 yards. Keeley and Aldrich both have shown that they can run the ball hard, and so we are committing well to stop that run in the backfield and giving De La Rent the option to read outside the tackle for the run.
Well, and coming into the second half, you're thinking they've got to throw the ball. They've done nothing on the ground, and then they've stuck with their ground game, and they've had some really nice success between tackles.
De La Rent goes deep to the end zone, overthrows Taylor. Stubby and Snyder there on the coverage. Really looked as they were trying to draw the whole defense out to the Eagles side of the field as they had a man-on-man situation on Lorenzo Jones with Schrader here on the Northwestern side of the field, wide side. And now on 3rd and 3, twin receivers left and a single receiver right. And De La Rent flushed out, and he's going to run himself right into a sack. And he gets rid of the ball. I think he avoids the sack, but passes incomplete, and so it'll be 4th and 3 at the 26-yard line. We got a couple Raiders down. It looks like Ben Kingery, the linebacker, slow to get up at the 30-yard line. We'll take a quick break as well. We'll be right back with some more Red Raider football. Coming out of the injury timeout. 4th and 3 here for the Eagles. And this here is definitely 4th down territory as the Eagles find themselves down by 2 scores. 3:37 left to go in the third quarter. And they want to retain possession here. They're going to go for the first down rather than kick the 47-yard field goal or 42-yard field goal. De La Rent gets away. He's got the first down, and Snyder will tackle him inside the 10-yard line. And just another example of De Laurent's just great playmaking ability as he saw open field ahead of him and ran for 15 yards before Schneider could get in touch. 1st and goal now at the 7.
Eagle fans, you know this, but I'm excited for you. This kid's going to be fun to watch for the next few years. There's so many little things right there. 4th and 3, finds an opening, didn't have the first down, made a first down, and then made a lot more.
Stacked the left side of the offensive line here with a halfback, but now they give it to number 6. That's Aldridge with the carry. He will dive ahead for just a yard at the 6-yard line, bringing it 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Just under 2:40 left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Time-consuming drive, another thing.
Yeah.
Keeping it away from the Raider offense while gaining confidence in this drive. A must-needed drive.
Twin receivers to the right side. Tight end wing to the left here for De Laurent. Looking right to pass. Gets rid of the ball, and it is broken up. Gramstad backing into the coverage. Gets a hand on the ball. I want to say it's great coverage, but it was terrible coverage. He was all turned around and somehow gets a hand on the ball and breaks it up. But it's 3rd and goal now at the 6-yard line. To the advantage here is that if De Laurent gets loose, they don't have to go as far to trying to come up to get him.
That's right.
Because they got their backs really against the wall. 3rd and goal at the 6-yard line. Tight trips to the right side. Taylor in motion. He goes across the middle. De Laurent looking all over for him, and it is broken up.
Stubby.
Thrown at the knees of Taylor, and Stubby dives. I might have gotten a finger on that, but that does force a 4th down situation at the 6-yard line with 2:05 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And the Eagles come on the field to kick a field goal. And there's a flag.
Taylor started all the way on the far hash, came in motion.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, removing his own helmet. Offense number 2, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty, 4th down.
Taylor was visibly upset about, I'm not sure if it was ball placement or the fact that he didn't get to make a play on the ball, but took his helmet off at about the 15-yard line on his way off the field as they went for, as the field goal team came on. And that was the 15-yard penalty now back to the 21-yard line. And here's the field goal attempt. Wind is pushing it left, and it is no good.
Big sequence there from, and now we got another flag.
Brett Mosier took his helmet off a little early, and so now Northwestern is going to get called with the exact same penalty here. Saw that. I mean, I watched the eyes of the official just watch him and go, what are you doing? It blows my mind sometimes that you would make that penalty right after it was just called on the other team. Took his helmet off at the numbers, and the penalty, it's the right penalty. Northwestern loses the yardage, and the ball gets placed back at the 10-yard line.
What makes these student athletes such great athletes is the emotion they have.
Yeah.
And you've seen in both these phenomenal players, right, lost their emotion just a little bit. There's times also you'd like to say maybe we should just keep our flag in our pocket because it is playoff football.
Here's a get to McQuillan, patiently waiting for something, finds a gapper on the left side, 12 yards, 15, and goes out of bounds at the 28, making up for the penalty real quickly, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders.
We said earlier that we'd like to run the ball today, and with that too high safety look, we need to run the ball, and it's both teams are starting to run the ball.
And there was that was just a great play there by McQuillan where you want as a running back, once you get to that outside, is you want to just get to the races right now and explode. But he very patiently waited for that block to develop and made his way up the field up to the 28-yard line. Here's a give to McQuillan again, and he will evade a couple tackles, dive ahead just shy of the first down at the 36-yard line now. As the clock runs down to 1 minute, 10 seconds left on the clock here in the third quarter, brings up 2nd and 1.
Run for 18 yards, run for 9 yards.
And it seems as if he's kind of getting into a rhythm. Hard count there by Koima. Doesn't bring anybody off sides. And again, a give to McQuillan, and he cuts back, and he'll get another 8 or 9 yards up to the 44. Looking here at some of these individual stats, McQuillan now with 71 yards at the half. At the half with just 23. So 47 to his credit already here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 now at the 44-yard line. And sideline coaches there telling Northwestern just to wait for it, let the time run out here for the third quarter. And so Northwestern goes to the last quarter of play here with the lead, 17-7 with 15 minutes left to go in this first round contest. We'll take a quick break and be right back with Northwestern football. You're watching on NWCRaiders.com.
We're Raiders, and Raiders stand out. We lead and serve. We're smart and strong, courageous and faithful. We achieve not for ourselves, but because excellence honors God and serves others. We're equipped for our careers, for God's call on our lives, for success, for significance. Because we're Raiders, and Raiders stand out.
Welcome back here to Northwestern College. Northwestern with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Twin receivers left, tight end receiver right side. Another give to McQuillan, patiently waiting for something to happen, and he does dive ahead for another 6-yard gain, 7 yards up to the Eagle 49-yard line. And that's kind of fun to watch, is just kind of jogs out of the backfield, letting those blocks develop, and it seems as if the Northwestern offensive line and tight end there have started to get a really good feel of how to block the Central Methodist Eagles here on the outside edge, because McQuillan's been able to just pick away at it. 2nd and 3 here at the 49. Twin receivers to the right side. Mosier out at the numbers here on the Northwestern sideline. Here's the give to McQuillan to the right side now. Again, waiting for something to happen, and he will make his way around the outside to the 42-yard line this time. And another first down pickup for the Red Raiders. Eagles really forcing Northwestern's hands with their run game, and right now I think that they've got it in spades.
Grover, Seaver, Johnson, Marquez, Will. We don't call their names enough, but on these drives and that all the people that get a lot of the ink, it's because of those people up front.
Now they're really making it easy for McQuillan here at the end of the third quarter here into the fourth quarter as he's put up a lot of numbers. 1st and 10 now at the 42. Another give to McQuillan on the right side, and he will dive ahead again. Not as easy going this time, but a good 4 yards up to the 38-yard line.
4, 4, 4. That's more than 10. That's good, Dean.
Yep. But 4 has been the short end of his runs as of late. And there seem to be running more like away from Daniels. Because Daniels has been the most, I guess, prolific when it comes to tackling for the Eagles this afternoon, and they're really stretching him out. Trips to the left side here. Here's a give to Meyer now as he looks for something up the middle, around the outside, and he got nothing there. Mosier almost with a block in the back. And not as, perhaps, Meyer there not learning from McQuillan as he kind of got ahead of his blockers and not able to make something happen there. So no gain on the play, 3rd and 6 now for the Red Raiders.
Could be 2 down territory here, but our defense has played well.
Trips to the right for Koima. Mosier out to the left side. Northwestern's going to take a timeout. Raider fans, you can help support Red Raider Athletics by joining the Raider Athletics Club. It's the team behind the team that supports our 530 student athletes. You can go to nwciowa.edu/joinraa to join today. Or if you're in town, stop by the athletics office Monday through Friday and pick up a form. Red Raider Jack Johnson, first-team offensive lineman, is a nursing major. Did you know that 100% of Northwestern's 2021 and 2020 nursing graduates passed their board exams on their first try? Red Raiders stand out. Great statistic yesterday shared by Micah Parker, the VP of Athletics, that the average GPA for Northwestern athletes last year, all 530 of them, 3.2. That's pretty fantastic here. That's a student-first, student-athlete here at Northwestern. 3rd and 6 now at the 38-yard line. 12:21 left to go in the fourth quarter. Twin receivers out to the right side for Koima. Here's a snap, looking to pass. 3 receivers to the left side. He's got Anderson at the 20, and he will make the reception. And no, is incomplete, not able to drag it all the way in. Great coverage there on the defensive back, Brandon Molinari, to break that one up. I thought Anderson came down with that one, but it fell loose. And so Northwestern will punt on 4th down here, 4th and 6 at their 38.
Great design by Coach Davis. They had 3 people running right down the numbers, and they all just fanned out in different areas, and Anderson was wide open down the middle. Just couldn't quite come up with the catch. And a big stop for the Eagles. They needed to get off the field there.
Snyder with the punt. It'll be fair caught, and Northwestern will catch it at the 7-yard line, maybe the 8-yard line. Good decision there by Northwestern's number 34.
Jacob Davies.
Jacob
Great catch.
Davies with a nice little catch over the shoulder.
Coach Weedy, shout out there. He would like that center field over the shoulder catch.
A great punt there by Snyder. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt we'd have something here said by Weedy. But what a good job of a punt there, just to put it up in the air and either make great coverage, at least stop it for a touchback, and pin the Eagles deep here with 12:06 left to go here. We'll see what De Laurent can do. He's going to set up in the backfield alone, trips to his left side, looks right to the sideline. He's got Taylor, and he is able to make the catch, but he is out of bounds. Stubby there with his back to the ball.
He's done a great job today running with Taylor. Taking on the challenge of a great receiver.
Yeah, no doubt Taylor is able to make a move and make some distance between just about anybody that's going to be lining up man-to-man on him. But Stubby's done a great job and really evidenced by that cross route there in the end zone on their last possession. Again, trips to the left side, twin receivers right with Taylor wide. He's going to go across the middle, though, and Van Hoff is right there to make the tackle. Reception by Cooper Wilson. Short of the first down, makes it 3rd and 2 at the 16. Again, trips to the right side. Northwestern just brings 4 and flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to try to get rid of it, but no, it's tackled. No, he's not. He gets rid of the ball, but Northwestern's there for the tackle. Wow, I cannot believe he gets rid of the ball. They had him all but wrapped up.
This is a first down. They did give him a first down. What a play.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. What a great heads-up play there by De Laurent, and Northwestern had him dead to rights for a loss, a sack, and somehow De Laurent gets rid of it. It just looks like a desperation throwaway and makes a pass completion for a first down. We got Parker Fryer down in the middle of the field, so we'll take a injury timeout. But he's getting up already. He's holding his arm. He had a shoulder injury a couple of weeks ago. A mild separation, if you will. And looks as if he might have experienced something along those lines once again. Just his body posture there looks as if something's not feeling right in his upper body. Northwestern back out there defensively, 1st and 10 for the Eagles, and they're going to send out 4 receivers to the right side, a single receiver left. And if this doesn't go to Taylor, I don't know who else it would go to. And great job there by Jones, giving up 7 yards on the reception, but obviously it appeared to me that they were going to try to isolate Taylor out on the top of the field. Jones on the coverage, Noel Van Hoff with the tackle. 8-yard gain by the Eagles brings up 2nd and 2 now at the 26-yard line. Similar formation, flip-flop to the other side. De Laurent looking left, pump faking, and now flushed out of the pocket, and he is going to throw that one out of bounds for an incompletion. Pass intended for Wilson on the sideline. And that brings up 3rd and 2 for the Eagles with 10:28 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Trips to the right side, twin receivers left for De Laurent. Low snap at his feet. And he's going to take it himself and get the first down out of bounds. Just staying alive for another series.
It looked like they were not ready for the snap, and then once they got the snap, he just ran for the first down like, I'm just going to play backyard football here. 2 of the receivers didn't even go out. And it worked. So you say great play, right?
Yeah, I guess. Just the way you wrote it up. Aldridge sets it back up in the backfield, and they're going to run this one. Jessen Rankin held on the left side, but no flag. But luckily, Northwestern linebackers there to make the stop for just a 3-yard gain.
Do you think it's holding when their shirt gets pulled right off their pads, you mean? Their jersey?
Yeah.
That could be. But it wasn't. It wasn't because it wasn't called.
Right. It wasn't a hold because it wasn't called. It's a 2nd and 7. I mean, Northwestern stands seem to think it was. If they could have thrown the flag, they would have. But they could not. So trips to the left side for De Laurent. Here's the snap, and he's going to keep it himself. Flushed out, but no, it's going to be picked off. Jaden Snyder with another interception today. Diving ahead to make the interception, and that will be a great momentum shift here for the Red Raiders.
6th pick of the year?
That would be number 7, I believe.
7?
I'll look it up. Interceptions. He had 4 coming into today, so you're right. That is number 6.
Looked like they were setting up a little screen kind of towards the middle of the field, and it wasn't there, and he was going to throw it away, but wanted to make something happen, and just poor decision.
Double tights. Twin receivers to the right side in Mosier and Story. Connor McQuillan in the backfield for the Red Raiders. Eagles bringing 6 into the backfield, and Koyman will take it himself to the left side. And it'll be a loss of 2 yards on the play. as the Eagles brought a lot of pressure there. If it was not going to be a run play, Koyman was probably going to be flushed out of the pocket there and have to make a decision on a passing play.
Well, up by 10, I'm sure we want to run the ball, run some clock here, and they just happened to blitz right into where we were going to run.
Flores Story out right. Braden John and McQuillan split out left side. Koyman now on his own. He's going to run a De Laurent, and he has got room to move, and he will get about 14 yards, enough for the first down to the 38-yard line. But there is a flag on the play.
Quarterback draw, quarterback run, all the way.
Designed from the get-go,
like
you think?
Everybody was blocking.
Interesting what this flag might be. Could be a face mask.
I'm betting a number 24 was coming up and was probably going to take on an offensive lineman and went low on him.
I'm a little perplexed by that call here, that you usually don't see a blocks below the waist called against the defense.
Right.
But, that's the flag. That's the call. Didn't see it. 1st and 10 at the 23. Offset formation to the right side. Here's the snap to Koyma. Give to McQuillan. Waits for something to open, and he will just tiptoe himself head for just 1 yard to the 22. Not a lot going there between the tackles for McQuillan. Good patience, just nothing opened up for him. And it brings up 2nd and 9 at the 22.
In playoff football, you can see people coming to the side, shaking their arm, shaking their shoulder. I mean, there's some physical play going on right now.
I mean, just the eye test here is you're looking at the size of the defense here against Northwestern's offensive line, and it seems as if they're just taller, wider, bigger specimens of athletes there on the Eagle side of the field. We've got a pass completed to Zutenhorst. He lost the ball, but they're going to say he was down for an 8-yard completion. Officials are still going to talk about this, but they're going to keep the ball, the play called as is. An official says there that the forearm was down before the ball came out, so it was not a fumble. Otherwise, there was a lot of green pastures there ahead for whoever picked that up for the Eagles. 3rd and 2 at the 15-yard line. Northwestern inside the red zone now. Here's the snap to Koyma, give to Logan Meyer on the right side, and he's got a pathway to the end zone, and he is in for 6. No, there's a flag on the play, and it looks as if he stepped out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
The arms on these officials today is amazing. They're throwing flags all over. That umpire threw that flag 15 yards.
So you got to think that this is going to be an illegal block here against Northwestern.
After the play, personal foul, offense, number 78, the 15-yard penalty. Northwestern achieved the first down first and 10.
So 15-yard penalty after the play. First down is achieved, so it's 1st and 10. But the ball comes back to the 22. What was the penalty? Unsportsmanlike?
Personal foul, yeah.
Personal foul.
Had to be blocking after the play.
Yeah. So first down achieved, but now it'll be 1st and 10 back at the 22 rather than at the 7-yard line where Logan Meyer stepped out of bounds. Trips to the left side. Twins receiver right for Koyma. And their pass is intended for Braden John. Redshirt freshman from Sioux Center, Iowa, and it goes through his hands out of bounds, brings up 2nd and 10 now, back at the 22.
6:44 left. in the fourth quarter.
They feel like if Northwestern can put 7 points on the board here, they can control this destiny, the rest of this game fairly well. Make this a 3-score game. That's a lot to overcome in less than 6 minutes. Koyman now pump fakes right, and he's able to get out of the tackle or the sack, but great job of staying home there by Central Methodist Anthony Hernandez. This did not bite on the pump fake by Koima on a design quarterback run to the right side. 1 yard gain by Koima breaks it 3rd and 9 at the 21.
That unsportsmanlike conduct has really changed the setting of this feeling for everybody.
Yep.
1st and goal at the 7. Now you're looking up going to 2-score game.
Clemens spreads it out wide. Now he's going to take it himself again. He's got the seam up the middle, and he will dive ahead inside the 10-yard line. He's got the first down. As he dives to the 9-yard line, and now it's 1st and goal. 5:45 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And they're going to go with a heavy set here. Logan Meyer in. Eli Irwin in at the fullback spot. Flag is thrown, and Michael Story is the intended receiver, but I think we've got an illegal formation. Another good toss by the official.
I'm going to go with offsides on the defense.
Outside. Defense, number 90, you need to go with the snap. Half the distance to the goal. Replay first down.
Honestly, I was looking down, so I didn't have really a clue as to what was going on there. But yeah, offsides penalty is the call. So half the distance to the field, half the distance to the goal makes it 1st and goal, just inside the 5-yard line. Mosier isolated, man-to-man. We got flags all over the place. I think this one's going to be moving back. So Sevier there with the false start penalty. A lot of movement on the defensive side of the ball as well, but they were not over the line of scrimmage or in the neutral zone. So it brings it 1st and goal just inside the 10-yard line. Mosier, Story split out right side, double tight formation. Logan Meyer in the backfield. Koima keeps it himself, tries to make something happen, and he does, as he will tiptoe down to the 1-yard line as he is drugged down. There's a flag that comes out.
Horse collar. Isn't that they call that, Dean?
It had to be it. He was... he was at the sideline at the 5-yard line. How he stayed in bounds all the way down to the 2 is beyond me, but a horse collar tackle is the call, so that will be an automatic 1st down. Half the distance to the goal puts it at the 1-yard line. And we go here with a Wildcat, Logan Meyer in the backfield. And he will take it himself for a Red Raider touchdown.
And another flag.
Another penalty marker on the field. And I think this is going to be another unsportsmanlike conduct after the play. This could go both ways. Just keep your helmets on, boys. Another flag. Boy, that one was high. These officials do have some arms, man. They can toss these things. This will probably all happen on the kickoff, right? It'll all be enforced then. Defense is Eagles still jawing with the officials and at each other. Get this sorted out here. Here's the call.
After the play, there were multiple fouls, both on Central Methodist. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 32. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 7. The first UNS on each player will be enforced on the kickoff. Result of the play is a touchdown.
2 unsportsmanlike conducts called against Central Methodist, which will be enforced on the kickoff. The result of the play was a touchdown, putting Northwestern up 23-7. As we await the extra point attempt here by Eli Stater, the kick is up and good. And that will make the score now 24-7 with 5:07 left to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll take a quick break and be right back with some Northwestern football on NWCRaiders.com. Welcome back here to Northwestern College. Eli Stater set to kick off from the Eagle 35-yard line. Different conditions, you'd probably say, well, let's go for an onside kick here, but being up 24-7, just put this one through the end zone. No, they're going to go with a little bit of an onside, and they get it down to the 6-yard line, and Northwestern makes coverage. They give him a spot at about the 10-yard line, but just a low bouncing kick there and kind of tough to return.
You put it on the kicker when they kick it out of bounds sometimes. You're not expecting it. Great job by Stater just bouncing that ball down there and keeping it in play and making it difficult for them to field and, really pinning him back at the 10-yard line.
Well, he caught that about, the 2?
Yeah.
So with the momentum of the ball, could have easily let that go into the end zone for a touchback. But took it out, and Northwestern covered at the 10. Trips to the right side here for De Laurent. He's going to go to Taylor over the top, and it is no. That is not to Taylor. That is to Trayvon Hards, and Northwestern called for the defensive pass interference. It's Lorenzo Jones on the coverage on the sideline there. That'll be a 15-yard penalty and a first down up to the 25-yard line.
15-yard penalty, 15-yard throw of the flag by that side judge. It's just kind of unique. You don't see him usually throwing the flags this far.
Just kind of usually just kind of a little.
They put it down.
Just they throw it in the general direction, but they're putting it spot on. First and 10 at the 25 now. De Laurent alone in the backfield. Trips to the right side. Crossing patterns underneath. Flushed out of the pocket to the right side. Mosier on the chase, and he's going to get rid of it. Ball is broken up by Lorenzo Jones. And another flag comes out. De Laurent again with another pass on the run as he is getting tackled from behind by Brett Mosier. Flag comes out here on Lorenzo Jones as he made maybe a little extra shove on the receiver as he broke up the pass play.
Great defense. Everyone was locked up man-to-man, stayed with their person the entire way.
So an automatic first down once again. That's Jones giving up 30 yards here on 2 plays. One on a pass interference now with unnecessary roughness. That brings the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. Northwestern's going to take a timeout, collect their composure perhaps, and we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching Northwestern football on NWCRaiders.com.
Raiders stand out. Our teams hold 9 national championships, and Raider athletes competed at nationals in 8 sports last year. Northwestern College, athletic powerhouse. We own that.
And this. Our academic performance is powerful too. Our student scores are among the best in the nation for accounting, actuarial science, nursing, and pre-med. You want both smart and strong? You belong at Northwestern College.
It's a win-win.
Welcome back here after the timeout. Northwestern leading 24-7. Central Methodist with the ball at the 40-yard line after a penalty, giving them the first down. De Laurent sending out trips to the right side, twins the left side, crossing patterns again. He goes deep. Nice ball thrown, but well out of the reach of intended receiver Cooper Wilson. And good coverage over there by Gavin Lorenzen.
Raiders playing a lot more man-to-man in the secondary than we've seen.
Yeah, I get a little uncomfortable about that. But, they seem to be doing a pretty good job here. Hey, we'd like to send a quick thanks out to the following businesses and families who have helped make it possible for the Raiders to host this playoff game today. I'll start with a couple of our platinum sponsors in Pizza Ranch Corporate and Van Engenhoven Agency. Gold sponsors include American State Bank, City of Orange City, Den Hartog Industries, Four-Way Contracting, Iowa State Bank, Orange City Area Sports Medicine, and Raiders Athletic Association. Here on the pass play, De Laurent flushed out and a holding penalty called as Corbin Gramstad had great rush presence. De Laurent throws an incomplete pass as he's flushed right out of the pocket, but the holding penalty will be enforced back to the 30-yard line. It'll make it 2nd and 20 yards to go. Silver sponsors for this afternoon include DeYoung Chiropractic, Janssen Financial Services of Paul and Austin Janssen, Northwestern Bank, Orange City Sanitation, Premier Communications, Skelling Construction, and Dan and Cheryl Tracy. De Laurent now back to pass again. Goes across the middle and led Cole Schrader again on the pass play, incomplete, and brings up 3rd and 20 here for the Eagles.
Just a little frustration, I think on both sides, 24-7, 4:30 left. A little chippy, playoff game. Players are excited, coaches are excited, fans are excited. About a lot of things that are going on. One side's excited, one side's a little frustrated right now.
Yep. I mean, there's a little bit of desperation here. Yep. You find yourself down by 3 scores. De Laurent now across the middle finds Taylor, but Taylor can't handle the pass. Would have been short of a first down on 3rd and 20. And that'll bring up 4th and 20 here.
It's like going to a hockey game right now. If you watch a little bit behind the puck, what's going on, there is a lot of action.
Yeah. The Eagles bring the punt team out. Or maybe not. Northwestern wasn't quite expecting that, perhaps, and they took their 3rd and final timeout of the afternoon with 4:23 left to go here. A shout out, again, a note of thanks for sponsoring this game, allowing Northwestern to host here in the first round of football playoff series here. C&H Body Repair and Aaron Heisinga, Arlen and Marilyn Dreyer, Tyler Meekman and Farm Bureau Insurance of Lamar's, People's Bank, Stangy Chiropractic, Paul and Andrea Van Ginkel. And then finally our ticket sponsors this afternoon include John and Lori Emels, Bob and Mary Borchter, Shirley Fernstrom, Hampton Inn of Orange City, Highway Chevy and Buick, Harold and Jill Hoftizer, Jerry and Connie Cruzy, Stan and Linda Van Persum, Deb Wassink, and Doug Buchelman. On to punt now for the Eagles. And back to return is Ty Schaefer. High snap, and he gets this one low. End-over-end punt. Bounces right to Schaefer at the 28-yard line. And he'll be tackled at the 36. And considering the punts we'd seen previously today by Samuel Petrin, that was a little bit surprising there. I thought he was going to try to, I would have hoped that he was trying to put that one deep. But low punt, and Northwestern able to return it back to the 37-yard line. Expect to see a little bit more of the ground game here, Chuck?
I would think we'll see 100% ground game here. Love to get a couple first downs. Even if you don't get a first down, we're going to run the clock here.
Here's the give. Packard gets loose on the right side. He's at the 35, 25, and pushed out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. As Garrett Packard gets his first touch of the day and takes it 40 yards.
And from the start of the day, we said we need to run the ball, and you've seen us run the ball really well in the second half. And the frustration has set in on the other sideline. The Raiders are a little more excited. Jack Johnson's running up the line right away saying, let's run it again.
Another split formation. Garrett Packard in the backfield. Cade Mosier split out wide to the left side. Koima with the hard count there wanted the snap as looked as if Central Methodist got into the zone. 1st and 10. Here's Koima give to Garrett Packard once again, and he will lower the shoulder and take it ahead for about 3-4 yards up to the 16-yard line.
I don't think you'll see anything fancy. You might see that until the clock runs out.
Sure-footed handoffs, ball well tucked. Double tight formation once again, split backfield. This time Michael Story spread out wide outside the hash. A give to Packer, and he is going to be taken down hard on the tackle. Is number 13, Will Miles, with a great stop. 3rd and 5 now at the 14. Clock running down to 2:20. The Eagles still with 3 timeouts. They're choosing not to use here. And Koimo will set up for a pass play, goes to the end zone, and if that's not a flag, I don't know. Oh, my. Cade Mosier there just absolutely mauled by the defensive back into the end zone. No flag thrown. We asked for it, though. You said it yourself. Just hold on, hold your whistle, hold the flag, keep things moving here. No reason to add to the frustration.
Run the clock.
Just run the clock out here. So 1:51 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Northwestern leading 24-7. And Northwestern going to go for it on 4th down. As good a field position as they could give to the Eagles. Koima rolls out right and tries to get the ball off to Packer. It is incomplete, and so the Eagles will take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line, a turnover on downs.
Raider fans, what you want to look is it's 24-7 with 1:46 left in the game. We're happy right now.
Elated, really.
Yep.
First half, boy, we felt like we just were not getting anything going. Only getting an opportunity to run 3 offensive plays in the first half. In the first quarter. And the second quarter, what did happen was not all that encouraging. And so now, just need to defend here for 1:44. De Laurent flushed out left. Mosier on the chase. He gets rid of the ball. Unbelievable. We've got an interception here by Jaden Snyder. There is a flag on the play. Jessen Rankin ran over De Laurent after he released it, and that will be a late hit on the quarterback. So the Eagles will retain possession.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 30. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So 1st and 10 now at the 29.
It's been one of those days as a Red Raider where nothing was easy.
Yeah, we're just watching a little bit of that tension on the sideline here as, hey, we just got to finish this one out. Finish strong here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the pass thrown across the middle, intended for Aaron Edwards. Pass is incomplete. And then I want to say the most unfortunate part, I know that the Eagles retained possession of this, but the most unfortunate part of that whole series is that Jaden Snyder didn't get his 7th interception. That would have been his 3rd of the day.
Okay. Yep.
Trips to the left side, twin receivers right. They got Taylor just inside the hash marks there, Stubby on him. And Snyder Van Hoff playing 2 deep over the top. Here's the pass over to Taylor, and he is able to bring it down just past the 40 for a 12-yard completion up to the 41-yard line.
Stubby's really had a nice day today, covering him a lot of times man on man. And even when he's made the catch, nothing big after the catch. We talked about that earlier. They haven't had a ton of yards after catch run, and same thing today.
Yep. Well, Northwestern you could say the same thing about Northwestern receivers, that they made some great catches, but there was not a lot of yards after the catch. Even if they were able to avoid 1 or 2 tackles, maybe get 2 yards, 3 yards after the catch. But coverages by both defense, they really converged hard.
And that's different for us. We're used to seeing a lot of yards after catch for the Red Raiders.
I didn't catch the penalty there. Was there an
illegal formation?
Quads to the left side here. Taylor went back to pass. Now he's going to go to back to his right side. Taylor trips up, and he is pass is incomplete at the 40. He's holding his ankle, and he will get himself off the field, I think, on his own accord. So that brings up 2nd and 15 as we approach the 1-minute mark this afternoon. Brings up 2nd and 15 for the Eagles. And Catavius Taylor will head to the sideline. We'll see what De Laurent can do here on 2nd and 15 at their own 36-yard line. 1:05 left to play here in the 4th quarter. De Laurent gets rid of the ball here and tries to dump it off to the running back coming out of the backfield, Armand Keeley. I think he was set up at the wing. But Northwestern really relentless on the pass rush right now. doing a lot of twists and moves underneath, just trying to continue to get pressure on De Laurent. He's shown that if he has time, he can put a nice spin on the ball, get it to where he needs to get it. But it's been all incompletions here, minus the one to Taylor for 12 yards here on this series. Trips to the right side. De Laurent drops back to pass. And he's on the run by himself at the 50. He's going to slide enough for the first down. And that'll be 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of the Red Raiders with 45 seconds left to go. Trips to the right side, twin receivers left. De Laurent gets the snap and goes pump fakes. Still on his feet, looking for some more time. He gets rid of it, and pass is incomplete. Avoids the sack, and that'll stop the clock at the 28 seconds. That was, from a clock standpoint, a lot of time came off there. Not that that's really an issue at this point.
As you watch this game, it hasn't been a pretty game, but if you had to say what has been graded, I'd say our defense. I mean, is you watch this game, it's 24-7. Their 7 points came after an interception and a 70-yard return
to the 5-yard line,
and then a little touchdown. Otherwise, our defense has really been good today.
De Laurent back to pass again. He's got a receiver open inside the 40. Flag on the play. It's going to be whistled dead. 2 flags come out. Pass is completed to Christopher Williams.
And not only good score-wise, but containing a very mobile quarterback.
So now an unnecessary roughness called against Central Methodist. That'll bring them all the way back to the 36-yard line. It'll make it 2nd and 25. I got to take a shoe off here to count all these yards.
Yeah, there's stuff happens in the interior line that is not for TV sometimes. And there's been a lot of that the last few minutes, but welcome college football.
Here's the last play, I think. De Laurent goes with a low pass, throws it right at the official. Threw it right at the head of the umpire. And luckily he was able to get out of the way unfazed. Third and 25. Back at the 36-yard line. 2 seconds left on the clock. Trips to the right side here for De Laurent. Taylor's back out on the field. And De Laurent able to dump one off here to the tight end. And that'll be whistled dead back at the 49-yard line. And that'll be the end of this one. Northwestern comes out victorious after just 3 points of offense in the first half with a 24-7 lead. We'll take a quick break here as we wait for the players to shake hands. And I'll announce the State Farm Champions of Character offensive and defensive players of the game and award the trophies for this victory here in the first round of the NAIA FCS. We'll be right back with some more Red Raider football.
Raiders stand out. Raider teams hold 9 national championships, and our students get top scores in accounting and the health sciences. Want both smart and strong? Choose Northwestern College. It's a win-win.
Champions of characters, players for both teams named there at the midfield. For Central Methodist was number 84, Brady Tolley. And for Northwestern, Carlin Ford, a senior defensive lineman. The offensive player of the game goes to Connor McQuillan for Northwestern. And the defensive player in the game goes to Jaden Snyder, who got things started for the Red Raiders with a pick 6 and almost 2 other interceptions, one for sure to boot after that. We'll take a quick break and give you the official stats here shortly. Thanks for coming this afternoon. If you don't want to stick around, we'll be right back with those official stats. You've been watching NWCRaiders.com. Welcome back here, Northwestern Red Raider fans. A 24-7 victory here in the first round of the NAIA Football Championship Series. Game got started quick with 12:47 on the Eagles' first offensive possession. A De Laurent pass intercepted by Jaden Snyder at the Northwestern 47. Run back 53 yards to put Northwestern on the board 7-0 after Eli Stater's PAT was good. But the Eagles answered at the 13:24 mark of the second quarter on a 5-yard pass play from Catavius Taylor to Catavius Taylor. Petron's kick is good to tie it at 7. Northwestern, however, was able to put 3 more points on the board in the first half on a 25-yard field goal by Eli Stater, putting Northwestern up 10-7. So we went to the halftime facility. All locked up 10-7 there until 11:24 in the first quarter. Northwestern's first offensive possession. And Blake Anderson with a 6-yard pass completion from Tyson Koima to put Northwestern up 17-7 after the extra point. And then Northwestern again with another touchdown on a 1-yard rush by Logan Meyer. Extra point good, putting Northwestern up 24-7. That's the end of the scoring for the afternoon. And Northwestern comes out victorious, waiting to find out who they would play in the second round. Individual stats, or should say first here, team stats. Central Methodist with 18 first downs, 24 rushes for 100 yards. De Laurent 15 for 41 and 2 interceptions for 200 yards passing. Total offense by the Eagles this afternoon on 65 plays, 300 yards. 5 punts averaging 37.2, 2 interceptions for 60 yards by Central Methodist. Northwestern, on the other hand, with 23 first downs, 36 rushes for 194 yards, 15 for 23 in the air with 2 interceptions for 131. Total offense, just 325 yards on 59 plays this afternoon. Snyder with 2 punts for averaging 3 punts, for averaging 39.3. Individual stats on the ground for the Eagles. De Laurent with the 10 attempts for 78 yards. Keeley with 5 for 7. Aldridge 9 carries for 15. Receiving for De Laurent had with 2 catches was Cooper Wilson for 60 yards. Traven Hards 1 catch for 9. Catavius Taylor with 5 catches for 55 yards and a touchdown. Keeley with 4 catches for 32. Williams 1 for 15. And Roberto Palacios with 2 catches for 29. As I said, Samuel Petrin with 5 punts today for 186 yards, averaging 37.2. Put 2 of those inside the 20. And Molinari with an interception in the end zone for a touchback, but Kari Henley with the big return for 60 yards, setting up the only touchdown, the only offensive touchdown here for the Eagles this afternoon. Northwestern, individual stats again, Koima 15 for 23 for 131 yards and a touchdown. He had 2 interceptions on the afternoon. Meyer with 5 carries for 39. Packer 3 carries for 49. But Connor McQuillan with 17 carries for 89 yards on the afternoon, earning him Offensive Player of the Game. Tyson Koima with 11 carries for 17 yards. Mosier was a top target with 3 catches for 35. Story, however, had 5 touches for 54. McQuillan 4 catches for 18. Anderson 2 for 17. Zudenhorst 1 catch for 7. Stater was 1 for 1 for field goals of 25. Snyder 3 punts for 118 yards, averaging 39.3. Stater with 5 kickoffs, averaging 56.4 yards, 1 touchback and 1 out of bounds. Cole Telford with 2 returns, for a total of 54 yards. He averaged 27 yards on those returns. Ty Schaefer with 2 punt returns for a total of 9 yards. Defensively, Will Miles with 1 tackle. I can say here, go right to Chambers. London Chambers really led the day defensively for the Eagles with 10 total tackles, 1 sack for a loss of 8 yards, and a pass breakup. Marquise Daniels with 4 tackles, Hernandez with 6, Henley and Mays each with 6 tackles apiece, as well as Bell and Molinari with 6 tackles each to their credit. 1 interception by Molinari, another one by Henley, and 1 other pass breakup this afternoon by London Chambers. For Northwestern, all I've got is the top 3 tacklers here, unless I can pull this up online, which I think I can. And there we go. Total tackles, Noah Van Hoff with 8 total tackles here for the day. Brett Mosier with 5. Fryer with 5. Mosier with, I think, the only sack of the day for a loss of 8 yards. Tanner Olson with 4. Gramstad, Ranking, Davies, Newsma, Jones, all with 3 tackles apiece. Stubby with 2. Jones with 2. Story, Snyder, Rice, Mulder, and Raymond each with a tackle to their credit as well this afternoon. So that's the final score, folks. 24-7. Thanks so much for coming along. We'll be here again next week, I would assume, as Northwestern will find out their pairings in the second round of this NAIA Football Championship Series. Check the Northwestern website for time, location, and opponent. This has been Dean Callsby bringing you the play-by-play. Thanks to Shane Bauman to sit on the mic as well in the place of Brian Weedy. Thanks for coming along this afternoon. Be well, my friends. Have a good afternoon.